It's Friday, my dudes.
Happy Friday, my friend.
Here's a message of importance to millions of people who are continually pale and washed out, weak and run down. Doctors will tell you that these conditions are often caused by a deficiency of iron. The iron you need to keep you physically fit and mentally alert. Medical studies show that 2 out of 3 women and many, many men lack the daily iron your body requires in a form your body can easily use and put to work. Every dose gives you more than your daily minimum iron requirement.
We are awake, we are aware, we are not alone. We are striving for more.
So if you're not getting the iron your body needs, if you feel weak, run down, and are easily upset,
We are striving for more.
start taking
ironrealmmedia
today.
Thank God it's Friday.
Man, TGIF. As if being shadow banned by YouTube wasn't bad enough, OBS likes to crash, so I'll get y'all set up with a nice stream ready to go on a Friday night, and the damn thing crashes, and I gotta set up a new one. So psych! Hope you all made it over here to this new chat on this new stream on this fine. My Friday's been very uneventful. That's it. Uneventful. But that's enough about me. Let's jump right in and say hello to the folks starting here with the fellow that's got his camera on, Mr. Zachary Zabala. You might recognize him from his channel here on YouTube's Good Times for All. How about you, Zach? How was your Friday? More eventful than mine, I hope.
Got a couple things done we were needing to get done. And yeah, I got a nice nap in, so it was a good Friday. Had fun this morning on the show. Cami got up extra early and jumped in. And it was like a ladies' show. It was weird. After the show, there was Stephanie in there, and Liz and Cami got up, and yeah, they just kind of took over, ran all us gentlemen out.
I was so confused. I didn't know what the hell you were even talking about. Like Cami and Stephanie, what show were you guys on this morning?
Yeah, no, the after show, our after show party that we have, it's usually a big sausage party and Liz.
Yep.
But this time it was like the opposite way around. Me and Walter were outnumbered this time.
What do you call that, a tuna party?
I don't think they like that, Josh.
Well, nobody asked me if I like sausage. Well, before I jump over there and say hello to the lady, given the remark I just made, let's give it some time and space and let it breathe and say hello to Mr. Walter Johnson. You might recognize him from his channel here on the YouTubes as Flat Earth Head. How you doing, Walt?
Hi, I am good. I'm good. I am uneventful. It was a very sleep catch-up day for me. It was cold and rainy, and Dell came home early, and I tried to talk her into napping with me, but she had too much to do. So I went ahead and went to bed really early, like for me on a Friday. I usually don't go to bed till almost noon and catch a little couple hours. But I was in bed probably by 8:30. Well, whatever time I left the call, that's when I went to bed. So. But yeah, we definitely were outnumbered at the Tuna Fest.
Whoa, that's rude.
I'm so sorry. No, that was terrible. I just ran with it.
Jana in chat says the clam jam. Gentlemen.
Clam
Nice.
jam.
I guess that's what we're
Fuck
gonna
yeah,
call
that
it.
is what it is. Holy shit.
We are giving it to Jana on that one, and it was. We actually had a better show than you guys did, and we kicked off all of them and wound up the three of us stayed on for quite a while.
I
And-
thought when I was saving, like when I threw, because when I lay down, I usually check stories and start throwing them into the show pile, and I thought the call was still live at that point. Like 3 hours later, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it went.
Yeah.
It went until my phone died. It did. It went until my phone literally died, and we did have to run errands. And that right now, what I have going on right now is I have one totally exhausted little puppy from getting his new toy all afternoon. We got new puppy toys today, so we've had exciting times at the house. A lot of
Never seen
squeakiness.
Minion so vicious. And Min's a vicious beast as it is. He's part honey badger. But dude, when it comes to lamb chop, like lamb chop is the enemy. His number one
That's his
enemy.
nemesis.
Oh, he shakes this thing like I've never seen him shake anything before. Like he gets it. Yeah, it's awesome.
Fucking Sherry Lewis.
I'm tempted to reach down and get Lamb Chop and show him to the crowd. Minion is sleeping with his head nestled on top of Lamb Chop right at my feet. I mean, totally knocked out. And let's see what happens when I try to get the Lamb Chop.
You got that fucker in the submission
he's
hold.
got it. He was holding Lamb Chop in his little mouth. Let's see if he'll come up and get it. But yeah, for you, Liz, we have, yes, Lamb
It
Chop.
used to squeak. I think it has
It
one
used to
paw
squeak,
now.
it used
that
to.
squeaks.
No squeak here.
I already
Man.
killed them all. Few
Man.
hours.
What's Lamb Chop doing?
Like not sitting up on the couch.
Not sitting up, no. That was for you, Liz.
Did the lamb chop come from
Shauna-
Ollie's Bargain Bar? No.
No,
Got
we're
him
at
at-
Ingalls.
Ingalls. Supermarket. So yeah, it's been a very rambunctious day over here. And Hank got a new toy. He's
You
learned
got a ball?
that as long as you don't tear them apart, they'll keep making noises. Except for the pig. The pig has a weird thing on the inside that makes the noise, but he's got a new one. And as long as he doesn't rip it apart, he can just poke at it and stuff, chomp on it. As long as he doesn't rip it, it's going to keep squeaking. So he's doing real good with this one. He hasn't killed it yet. We'll see how long it lasts, though.
Not like Minion, who went in for the kill on all the squeakers.
Immediately,
and
like, all the
shaking it.
squeakers
Oh my
were
God,
gone.
it was like complete attack of Lamb Chop.
We've learned to either dismantle a squeaky thing or not even get it in the first place, because those early months of the cats finding whatever toy at like 3 a.m. while we're in the bed asleep and deciding to do some territorial sounding with the additional squeak remix added to it, yeah, that went out the window quickly. Any toy we pick up, we shake it or squeeze it or whatever, read the label carefully, because we got a feed like a treat toy one time. It looked like a little light bulb, upside down, inverted, with the metal part up top, and it weeble wobbled everywhere, and it was all good. And then one night it started making noise. Apparently it had a little tab that I had missed that they managed to pull out somewhere, and it started lighting. I just thought it was a treat dispenser. Started lighting up and singing to us, and yeah, that one's now in the closet. So
No, Min
watch
wakes up in
those
the middle of
toys.
the night and he does wake up at 2 or 4 in the morning and we'll like have a little attack where he'll have to squeak. You can ask Liz about that. But for some reason it cracks me up with him. I don't know if it would. I think I'd be mad if it was a cat. But Minion is a honey badger and gets certain
Gets away with things.
gets away with things that other animals might not get away with because he's like gets in it. It's gets in it.
He is pretty damn cute. That helps. Welcome,
Oh,
Phil
John is saying that they're
Jones.
bigger than minion-sized lamb chop dog toys at Ollie's. I'll be going up 1 or 2 before I visit. Minion, you could. We don't even want to know what Minion's going to do with that big lamb chop. One bigger
Rico?
than you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Rico
had-
here in chat saying that Carl, Valerie, and Mark all said, hey. So you say, hey.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Hey.
They're at a meetup. Get the name
Yep.
of the town. Outside of Chattanooga, said?
Yep.
Down there in Tennessee.
But I don't remember
Here
the name
in
of it either.
Tennessee, yeah, that's right. That's 6.
A beautiful part of the country.
Howdy
Been
ho,
cold
Mr.
down
Phil
here,
Jones. Glad to have you with us.
Welcome.
Burning the midnight oil. They're in the UK.
Yeah, Liz too. She said she had just woken up before we started.
Oh,
so we'll
shit.
see if she makes it all the way through.
She got a nap in. She'll still be up when I go to bed.
Smyrna. John says they're in Smyrna. Am I saying that right?
Sure.
You
Sounds
typing it?
right. Smyrna.
Yeah.
Smyrna.
Smyrna.
Isn't there
Smyrna.
a drone producing company named that? I'm pretty sure there is. Some of my early ones, I think, was named that.
If there was vodka named that.
Smirnoff. I remember this one old Polish guy was telling me about vodka one day and how Russian vodka is disgusting. You have to have Polish vodka. He's like, you don't even taste it. It's like water. I was like, well, I doubt it's like water. You know, I mean, yeah, after a couple shots of Cabo Wabo, my favorite tequila, yeah, it starts tasting like water too. But no, you can't sit there and tell me any type of vodka, a distilled alcohol, tastes like water. I'm not buying it. Sorry.
After a 7-year drunk, everything tastes like water.
Yeah, exactly. It all tastes the same then. 12:34 a.m. in the UK. Now, are they all the same time zone?
No. I don't
No,
believe
they
so.
couldn't be. Not when you get over to Eastern Europe, especially. Now they've got a.
Well, no, the UK.
Oh, the UK, I think, is.
I know China's all the same time zone. That's wild because China's pretty wide.
Well, no, China would be 4 or 5 time zones, but they have they designated it themselves as a country. They designated a central time zone that the country is on.
Mm-hmm.
And Phil says, yes, they're all in the same time zone. Yep.
Yeah, it's been getting, there's stuff happening all over the world. It's been wild. Like the France's government shut down and they ousted the guy that it's only been in since September. Like he was the prime minister or whatever, and now he's not anymore. He's just boop. I didn't know you could do it that quickly.
I guess that saves the time of votes and, consent and all that bullshit.
Yeah, like what's the point of having an election if once the person gets in, 2 months later, the government ousts them? Yeah. I guess South Korea is back under martial law, you said, Cami?
Well, they said that they're under military rule right now, even though they're not calling it martial law. But the people on YouTube on the streets are saying, in other words, the news is saying no, but you have the YouTube on the streets, people in South Korea putting out videos saying that, there's police at every, and so that's it. They're talking about impeaching, or they're working on impeaching an impeachment vote on the president that declared the war. So it's kind of very, very unsettled and crazy. It said 2 days ago the martial law was lifted, but again, I've been tracking it in all different directions, and it still seems very, very unsettled there.
Mm. Do you see
I watched it carefully. Jaron my son was there, and I think it was 2 days after he left, or 2 or 3 days after he left, and popped over that they declared martial law, and it's like, scary.
That's crazy. I'm just happy he doesn't have to go back through there, I don't even think they would allow it,
Yeah, they said, John is saying, yes, South Korea is on lockdown. It is crazy. We do send prayers to I don't know if you guys know Suzanne Borjo. She did the Truth Smacks. My voice just went that all the wonderful nuts in that. She was at all of the different meetups and that. She wasn't at this last one because she is teaching English in Korea and is in the area, not in Seoul, but not like a half hour outside of it. So prayers to her. I need to check in and see how she's doing. But like I got like a message from her like 2 days ago, so it hasn't been too long.
Good. Yeah, did you see what the Prime Minister of Poland was saying?
He said Russian vodka is shit.
You're going to start World War III. No, he didn't. He said, telling immigrants, like, if you try to come into Poland illegally, we have given our border patrol live ammunition and the right to shoot to kill. If you come and try to sneak into Poland, we will kill you. If you don't want to be killed, don't try to sneak into Poland.
I mean, sounds to me like they don't
blank.
want Russian vodka in there.
There's no beating around the bush of what he's saying. He's saying, if you try to sneak in, we are going to kill you. Period. Point blank. Now, that's a way to stop illegal immigration. Like, cold. Yeah, they're not messing around in Poland. That guy's been like, he's been very open about this the whole time. Because I guess they've been catching all kinds of shit for not allowing refugees and asylum seekers into Poland, yada. He's like, no, look what it's doing to all of your countries. Your people want that? That's fine. You can do that. Our people tell us they don't want it. So we're going to do what our people want us to do. That's why they voted for us. To do what they wanted us to do.
What's very interesting about Poland is why they have probably the toughest, right up there with the toughest borders in the world, literally, as far as illegal immigration and controlling their borders and that going in and out. They also have, if you're a Polish citizen, I think if it's not the most unrestricted, one of the very most unrestricted passports in the world, as far as if you're a Polish citizen and you travel to another country, let people from Poland go. I mean, they can go to China, they can go to Russia. If you're from Poland, you can pretty much, you're welcome into almost any country without a formal visa or things like that. The way that we as Americans travel to like Canada or, Europe or whatever, that you don't need to do the formalized, I don't know Europe as much as, but just traveling, it's very easy. If you're in Poland to travel to different countries, you're very welcome by every other country. And so some respect to Poland. I'm a Polish girl. I'm liking what they're doing.
Well, wasn't that when we were watching about ancient Eastern Europe? Yeah, Eastern Europe. They were talking about Poland was a place where it was like against the law to hurt somebody, a visitor, unless they broke the law, this or that. Wasn't that Poland?
That was in the region of it. Like if you were taking it back to before it was Poland and then it were again Polish. The Poles are Slavs. And so again, when you take it back to where they were considered like the barbarians or the Slavs or that, they said like the people,
I mean, the country might not be neat, but you don't have to call them Slavs. I mean, come on.
Which is funny because again, if you get into that, what about if we have to do reparations for slaves or whatever? What about the entire Slavic population, which Russian Slavs and Polish and Czechoslovakia?
Yeah, that's where the word comes from.
Exactly, that's where slave came from, and it was because of the fact that when they were doing it, that this group of people, the Slavs, were very family and village orientated. They didn't, and yet the tribes, they would work together and help defend it, but they didn't like create big armies or things like that. Like the other
they didn't focus on
civilizations were doing. War. They weren't doing that. They were focused on family, and they were saying how it was very hard when the men left the women. The women seemed to cry more than the women of other ones, and they seemed more like, again, warriors and stay with your family members and self-sufficient. But the Romans and the different dynasties going through didn't know what to do with that. So they were like barbarians, and they made them slaves or Slavs. So yeah, they were the Slavs.
They didn't have the same values.
But we didn't take them as slaves, so we don't have to pay reparations. We only pay reparations for the African slaves. Maybe the Italians. Perhaps the Irish.
Brian was still sitting in the other chat, waiting for the stream to start.
I know, I
guess
just
it's
saw
still
that.
up. That's so
It
sad.
must be.
Blame
You have a good
OBS.
night, Phil Jones. Thank you for hanging out with us. If a different time of day is better for you, we also are live on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning for us here in the U.S. Really early, like 4 or 5 a.m. But yeah,
I think it's 11
Hit us up.
o'clock your time.
I'd say 10 or 11
There
your
you go.
time. in the
10 or
morning.
11 a.m. for you, right? So hit us up for sure, man. Thank you for hanging out.
I've always been fascinated by this concept. Well, really by grief in general, because I've always noticed how it affects me and just totally messes up my thinking. Like I know better than to try to make any real decisions while I'm deep in the throes of grief. So I was fascinated by this idea of a Jewish tradition of shiva. Specifically like the sitting shiva. Sitting shiva. Just to make sure we get that enunciated.
Go ahead.
And really it's just presence. Like not gifts, but just being there for the person who's grieving. It's being surrounded by your friends and family. And they come in, and they just be. Traditionally, I guess they're sitting on like the floor or little stools, little footstools, sitting low, brought low by their grief. But they just sit there. If you need to talk, if you need anything, there's always somebody there with you if you need. Otherwise, it's just silence. They just exist with you while you grieve.
It is a beautiful thing. I've sat Shiva before with people, and the one thing that I appreciate on it is people ask somebody, they expect you to grieve. I mean, they don't. It's not you have to be tough or whatever. The religion says no. They just lost something's been torn out of their heart. They're out of their mind. It's all right, that's okay. They're literally, like you said, you lose your mind when you're in deep grief. That's anticipated in the religion in the sitting Shiva, that the expectation is of course they're out of their mind. We're just here to help and no, don't tell them everything's going to be okay. Things that if you are outside of the religion and you want to be sincerely, pay your respects and not say the wrong thing, so you look into it, before you go. And one of the things that you don't go in and say is, everything's going to be okay, everything's going to be fine, because that's ridiculous at that time. It's not fine.
Well, here in the South, and I say that very generally because I'm pretty sure most of what I'm about to explain was pretty much family specific, because it's not like this is a widespread thing that I know about from other families.
Where's your Mason-Dixon line? I know you said it before. Anybody north of where?
Alexandria, Louisiana. Dave.
Yeah.
North of there. That's
a
Yankee. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. But even like I said, growing up in central Mississippi is mostly where I was exposed to the fact that, number one, Grandma would wake up the next morning and tell us that Aunt Tut or whoever passed in the night. Then we'd get the phone call because, of course, Aunt Tut had come through and told Grandma goodbye on her way out of here. And then we get the phone call, and sure enough, she had passed, and everybody was upset. And we would go to their house. Now, this is such a small, look it up if you're going to do it. It's called White Oak, Mississippi. Go look at the dot that it is and how small it is. You would go over there, and Aunt Tut would still be either in the bed or sitting in the chair. Like, wherever she passed is where she still was. She had not been like picked up by an ambulance. There hadn't been a 911 call. None of this was 70s Mississippi. There wasn't, it wasn't easily done, I guess. I don't know. I was a kid. I was young. I was like a kid, like 3, 2, 4, that kind of age I'm talking. And we would go to their house, and the dead body would be there in the house. We would hang out with the family. We usually would have brought whatever was already like cold in the fridge if it was too early to make something. But if there was time to make food and bring food, you brought that with you. And it was basically the same idea. You were just there with that family. And if that family was a loud, boisterous, grieving family, then you were there to comfort them through that. If they were a very quietly grieving family, you were there very quietly with them for that. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like what you're saying. You're not there to chat, okay, but you're not trying to overcompensate. You're just being there, sharing your energy, sharing your presence, sharing your gift of I'm here for you, whatever you need. If you want me to be loud with you, I'll be loud with you. If you want me to drink with you, pour the fucking shot. You know what I'm saying? You were there, for there. And basically, that when I found out about sitting Shiva, I'm like, oh, well, shit, we did that my whole life growing up. Now, that's up to a point, up until probably late 70s, early 80s. We moved to Miami. We were there for a long time, like a year almost, and we moved to Shreveport. By the time we got to Shreveport, it's like pushing into the early 80s. Things are a whole lot different, even back home in central Mississippi. That kind of sitting country Shiva, I guess, and then it may not even have been a thing in other families. It may have just been the experiences I had growing up, singular to my family, I can't find to think anybody old enough in my family to ask those questions, but I'm probably the oldest fucker in my family right now. So anyway. And everybody has their own processing. I do know that. Everybody, like you said, Josh, some people have their own way of dealing. It's very internalized. Some are very externalized. Some are very denial, ridden. I know a lot of cousins who dealt with that. My uncle Quentin passed, especially when their mom passed. It really was nuts, the things I saw going on. But anyway, yeah, it can definitely make a lot of good and bad manifest in people really quickly, unfortunately. But I mean, we were also the family that, like, after the funeral, we would literally go for a walk and take the shovels out of the gravedigger's hands because we buried our own kind of mentality. I mean, that's just how it was done. Again, up until like late 80s, mid 80s, I guess. I think my man Eloise passed away. No, hell, that would have been in the 90s because I was in college. Like 1991, that would have been. And I can still remember me and Dad walking over there and taking the shovels out of the guys, hanging on up. Like, give me that, but like, hey, let me have that, and taking them and doing the burial ourselves. Anyway, it's different for everybody, I know, for sure.
That also in a traditional, like sitting Shiva in a Jewish, they also shovel dessert and do the very personal, like you're saying.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, hang on.
Did we lose Cami there?
Can you hear me?
Oh, there you are. Okay.
There she is.
Right.
Did sound like it.
Yeah, it just sounded like you cut out like halfway through the last word there.
Darius in chat speaking about the kudzu in Mississippi. Dude, there was kudzu where I grew up that you literally could go up until a certain age. I could go. Maybe not a certain age, certain weight. How about that? When I got out of my featherweight weight class, then I couldn't do it anymore. But you could climb across those vines like a fucking carpet of magic. Get onto a tree across a big gully and never touch the ground. Or you could fuck up, step in the wrong spot, and go through that shit all the way to the ground and break all your shit up. I knew it happened to people. You think it stopped us from climbing? No way. Especially like mid 70s when they did a lot of the clearing out for the big like pylon electrical grid work, that was being built out. And so they would go through and make these big long strips where they had cleared trees and basically push them up into these big long almost like a levee of just dirt, logs, cut down whatever shit and just piled up until they could come and clear it out before they started putting those in. And like at my grandpa's place there, it stayed there for, I know, a good year and a half, 2 years that we played in that stuff, made little forts in it. One little area was the Starship Enterprise. One little area was the jungle because it had a swing from a literal vine hanging from a tree like Tarzan. Yeah, it was fucking awesome growing up in that era. But the kudzu, definitely. In fact, I actually started reading a book a couple of months ago that Michelle had gotten at the paper. She gets a lot of, books that are sent in for review or for just papers. Get that kind of stuff, even though that paper has never done book reviews ever in its history. They still constantly get novels, just different factual books. And if they're interesting, she'll bring them home to me. And one of them was definitely crazy. It was kudzu, the vine that took over the South. And it just talks about lots of different aspects of it. I don't want to spoil it. If you ever see it, pick it up and read it. It's definitely surprisingly enjoyable. And there's some lady using the vine work from kudzu and using like the way it grows a certain time of year, or it does a certain shape, and she uses that to make art. Here, let me see if I can find it. Y'all talk amongst yourselves while I go dig.
Yeah, I know I have pictures of this stuff. Trying to remember where I was. I was either there in Missouri, southern Missouri, or maybe northern Arkansas. Or it might have been northern, no, because I was at a state park. I forget, I think that was Missouri, I think. Maybe southern Arkansas, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Could be either.
But yeah, just big, like trees just covered in this stuff, the whole tree. Look at this, it ate a house, just covering a house. That's wild. Yeah, I know I've taken pictures of this stuff. It wasn't eating a house. It looked more kind of like these here. There's trees off in the distance that were just covered in the stuff.
Well, I found some images of art, but it's not her, so I hate to talk about her and then show this dude doing it, but it's basically the same idea, like making baskets and things. I'm trying to find her, though. So I have looked at her site from that book. I did look it up, but it's not coming. Oh, I bet I was doing it on my phone and not on my computer, because none of her stuff is here that I can see.
Do not eat a house. You will get a bellyache. Got it. What's
I
up,
just saw
Lowry?
Sherry's new password. That's great. That might be my new password too, Sherry. Carpet of Magic.
The Reckoner has entered the chat.
What up, Reckoner? My brother. Man, you've been on my mind a lot over the last few days, and I don't know why. It's not Rico. He hadn't been like talking about you overly or anything like that, but you have like, definitely, for some reason, Lowry, you have been on my mind. I don't know. Something will come to me that I need to reach out for you for something. Maybe making a song happen together or something. I don't know, dude, but you definitely have been in my thoughts. You know, it is an interesting thought there. I know I'm sorry, I got all specific without saying what he wrote here. Daz says in chat, I suspect Mississippi was actually a Tartarian vacation spot. You can just get lost in peace and quiet there. Yeah, there's some amazingly tranquil places there, without a doubt. Man, the place where I grew up there in central Mississippi, St. Martinville, Mize, White Oak, those places are, still to the last like 8 years ago that I've been to them. Or hell, now it's more like probably 18 now that I really think that through. Yeah, early 2000s probably. Yeah, still small town, one like sign, entering and leaving, not even a blinking light. And it was still that way, at least up to the early 2000s. And there's a video I watched of this place there somewhere in Mississippi where there are these columns that are still standing that are very Tartarian. And it's got this history that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The people who were doing the video looked into the history of it. It was supposedly this old plantation home, and they gave it over to some Northern Army that came through, and it was just really a suspect story through the whole thing. And they said that too. And they were also doing Tartarian research. I'll see if I can find that. And that was early days stuff there. I don't know where it would be anymore, but I'll see if I can find it. I heard what was this? Oh, what? Kudzu? I'm reading Jonah now saying I heard it was specifically designed for South Carolina during World War II. What a nonsense historical narrative. The kudzu, it came across from Japan, is what I've read. In fact, there was this great old horror story in this great fucking anthology called Dark Places. I have to go find it. But it's a story about these creatures that came across with the kudzu that live in it, and it's real great. It was a great story. Let me go find that.
While you're looking for that, I had read a little bit about it earlier, and what I'd read, it had come over as a ornamental plant in the 1800s from Asia, and was scattered here or there. But during World War II, what they did was that they planted all over to they used it to prevent erosion. They're using it.
That's
as
what they
holding
hoped would happen, right? It was part of one of the world fairs. Like during that era of the early stuff, they had it at one of the world's fairs, trying to promote its ability to not erode or help erosion or whatever. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump in, but I'm just excited that I remembered the connection to the World's Fair as well, speaking of Tartaria.
Have you guys heard they're going to bring the World Fairs back?
Actually, it did seem like I did see a video or maybe a story go by, and I never clicked into it.
I heard somebody saying Trump said they were going to do a World Fair here in the U.S. that was going to last like a year long or something like that. But it wasn't I don't think it was a news article. Let's see.
So this story,
Great American Fair.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it's called the Great American Fair on Iowa State Fairgrounds. He said first act after he's sworn in on January will be appointing a task force to plan the country's 250th anniversary in 2026. And he picked Iowa as a spot for a major exposition. Here, I'll bring this up for you all so you can see what I'm looking at. The Great American Fair for our 250th anniversary, I guess. Blah, 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 X, blah, 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 blah. He's visited the Iowa State Fair twice, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Yep. Okay, so, who is this? Radio Iowa. I don't know how credible Radio Iowa. Politico. 12-month long Salute to America 250. Okay, so yeah. Maybe he did say this. Yeah, I never went and looked to see if he said it, like coming out of his mouth.
Right. Well, in this story, they talk about that guy. I just read his name, and I've scrolled past it now. That was like not just an advocate; he was almost evangelist about it. Damn it! The story is so long. Go back up. Wow. Channing Cope No, that's not him. That's the guy who wrote about it in the paper. Good Lord. I'm going to send this article to you guys because it is talking about the book I read. So, in the decades following Kudsu's formal introduction at the 1876 World's Fair Centennial Exhibition in Philadelphia, a farmer found little use for a vine that could take years to establish, was nearly impossible to harvest, and couldn't tolerate sustained grazing by horse and cattle. But then in the 30s and 35, whatever, the dust storms hit. Now, we kind of, may have looked into this. You may have seen a movie about it. But I had no clue how insane the whole dust era was until I was reading that book. I brought it up a few times. It was called Black Hills. It's by Dan Simmons. I cannot recommend this book enough. If you're into any of the stuff we talk about. I mean, they talk about flat Earth in it. They talk about energy. They talk about the World's Fairs. They talk about everything you're into. It's in that fucking book. And Dan Simmons, when he does his research for books, it is dead on point. And in the book, in this era of this dust storm, the vehicles had to have these chains dragging from the engine on the ground so that when one of these storms came through, the static electricity produced by it wouldn't kill the fucking electrical system of your car. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, it is. It makes sense, though. It really does.
And they would it would block out the sun from miles coming, like it would be like an eclipse happening before the storm ever got to you. It would be blocking out the sun way the fuck over there, 10 fucking million miles away, whatever. 91 million. Sorry, I forgot they changed that number, didn't they?
So the last World Fair, according to World's Fairs Expos, was Kazakhstan, 2017. Italy had one in 2015, South Korea 2012, Spain 2008, Japan 2005. So I guess they're still doing them, but I don't know if they're. I mean, I never heard about any of these world fairs.
Right. I wonder what the opening ceremonies for them bastards look like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why is it we don't hear about the world fairs? What technologies are there that they're showing off that, I mean, have you ever seen a video from a world fair? Like recently? I'm going to look and see if I can't find some. You figure there'd be thousands of them on YouTube.
Wait, how do you say it? What do you say it? People won't walk to exhibits all day like they used to. Dude, it was like people would go to these things for weeks. Like they would go and stay around that fair or in that whatever hotel for weeks. Because there was so much going on.
World Fair, 1984 World Fair.
Home leg waxing machines, indeed, Sherry. Mojo. Big hug, my brother. Big hug.
See, I've got the 2024 World's Fair of Money opening ceremonies in Chicago.
I don't know what fair of money.
What that means.
Of money.
Or robots smoke cigarettes at the 1939 World's Fair.
Sure they did.
Okay. What was the point of that?
It was futuristic.
Now, I'm not seeing any live videos, like live from Italy World Fair.
Look up Expo. Try World Expo. They changed it at some point, I think.
Yeah, that's a good call. Everything's in the wording.
Because everything I see is 82 for World's Fair. I think that might be why Jana said she thought the last World's Fair was in Canada. And what I think she might have even said the early 80s. And maybe that's why, because they swapped the name to the World Expo.
Yeah, the World Expo in Osaka 2 months ago. 200 days until opening. So Japan's having one coming up. Yeah. And they're holding the 2025 World Expo Fair. Okay. Huh. Dubai had it in 2020.
Well, I almost asked, wasn't there something that happened in Dubai? But then I thought maybe that was just one of those weird tunnel opening, demon summoning ceremonies that we all watch. Or something,
It might be. I'm getting ready to watch it now.
The Christina Aguilera.
Oh, but I laugh at the Satanists.
See if I can do this. See if this will work at all.
The world's fairs.
Well, all I know is if I don't see a flying car pretty fucking soon at one of these things. And lunch on the moon, god damn it, how long have they been telling me I'm going? I won't be until mid-2027, at least.
I remember the first time I was really paying attention. It was like 2001. I was just getting into my NASA fanboy stage. And George Bush Jr., George W. said, by 2012, we're going to have bases on the moon.
All right, let's see what this looks like.
What?
We're just going to skip through this. This is fucking 2 hours long. Do you guys hear that?
What am I hearing?
Bugs.
Who is talking?
You hear
Talking about Talladega?
The track, and
what the
fuck
fuck?
is that?
I was doing this morning. I have no idea.
Is this you?
Google Chrome is just starting to play shit, I guess. Like, I have no idea what you guys hear. I hear nothing. Like, I don't think anybody in the chat hears anything.
All about the racetrack.
All this
Can't
shit's
barely
just,
hear you anymore, and
they're beaming it into your heads. I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about.
$190 miles an hour, never done it before. Never went faster than 90 or 95 on
I
the
got-
racetrack before.
No
Never drove anything
Talladega,
bigger than a half
nothing.
mile.
Who's the racing fan in here? Who got the autoplay on the Talladega? Is that you, Josh?
Nope. They're beaming it into your
None of
head.
this makes any sense at all. None of this.
I have
But
no
this is fine,
Talladega
then.
racing
So, like
anything
I
on anywhere on my
How
1,
the
2,
hell
3,
are we
4,
hearing
5,
this?
6 screens. I've got nothing Talladega racing at all.
It's loud too, dude. I
It's
could
loud,
barely hear
we
you
can't
talking.
you. Probably can't be heard. Are y'all hearing it?
There it
It's
goes.
fine.
It stopped.
There it goes.
Yeah,
That
just
was
stop
you.
sharing. As soon as I share,
Chad is not hearing what we're hearing.
No.
That's crazy.
because they're beaming it into your head. I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about.
We were like getting full on Talladega racing. And,
Dude, it was like, dude,
it was
give us the
intense.
history of it. It was, yeah. I was like, oh shit, I might want to go watch a race now.
My
Yeah,
goodness.
mind control at its best. Oh,
was
my
crazy.
God. That was
All right.
nuts crazy. Well, that did happen this morning. You are correct, sir. We were all like, what the fuck, Josh? What are you doing?
Now, I'm going to share without the sound. And are they beaming sounds into your head now?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
All right, then you guys just don't get to hear anything. How do you like them apples?
I want to hear about Talladega more.
I might, yeah, it got me. Yeah.
Talladega's a fun race to watch. Those guys are flying.
Oh, that's a nice big old dome there. Nothing to see here, folks.
Wait,
Nothing to
Go back.
see here at
can
all.
we see it? We don't get to see it even? You're not going to let us see
Oh,
it?
I'm screen sharing the call, not.
Ah,
I wonder what was happening. My brain is almost broken at this point, Joshua.
Try that.
whoa.
Oh shit! Now
Nothing.
wait.
See here. Huh.
Where is this at?
Is that real?
In Dubai?
Yeah, this was the one in Dubai.
He built that.
Or it's drones, lasers, smoke and
Well,
mirrors.
that's what I mean, I'm seeing lights on top like you would have to have for a structure. Is what I'm really concerned about it being real. How in the fuck did this happen? And I didn't know it happened. See, we're not informed at all. We only see what they want us to see. Even all us seeking,
Look at the-
deep research.
Look at the layout of the fucking city.
I know the whole city is around this fucking circle of whatever. I knew something about that though in Dubai, that it was definitely a grid point. It was a vortex center. It was like a power point. That's why it's so not known about what shit is really going on there. Much success.
Much success.
This is still painful to watch and see people wearing fucking masks.
Scale.
Look at that thing. It's huge.
Yeah, I know. Shell and I will be watching like something, and it'll get to the era of shit, and we'll just
1,
like,
2,
quit
3,
watching.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's like 20 stories tall.
Dang. Yeah, I'm thinking of going back because I skipped over a bunch of It's Always Sunny in
Yeah, this is
Philadelphia's
nuts. Like,
last
this
night.
is fucking nuts. Right, because of the same thing?
Yeah, because it all had to do with COVID and this and that and yada yada yada. And I was like, we'll go back and watch them, Cam, but I just didn't feel like it last night.
No, that's all right. Keep it stupid
Yeah, this is
and light.
just nuts,
and, yeah.
nuts. Think about, I mean, come on.
I mean, come on.
This is not plaster of Paris wrapped around wire frames or whatever bullshit story they've got out there right now to explain the World Fair structures. This is glass and steel. What the fucking actual fuck?
Is that still there?
That's
Oh.
what the? Anybody in chat, help me here. My brain is reeling.
Not be possible without the efforts of so many organizations.
And go look up Glass Dome in Dubai.
Dubai is an illusion. It will become irrelevant soon, Daz in chat said. Indeed, Jonah, it is very CERN-esque. CERN-essent? CERN-like?
It has a certain cernectitude.
Is that a dome in your pocket, Sherry, or are you just happy to see me?
Sustainability Pavilion.
It's true, Darren. I'm reading your comments in there, Daz. Yeah, they've built all kinds of stupid stuff in Dubai. And again, when we look at old buildings and things that have
shit.
stood the
Let me go
test
look
of
at the
time, I
ceremony.
don't see anything we're putting up now that would do that.
Yeah, everything's built to fall apart within, a couple hundred years.
Oh, even less than that on the skyscrapers. And yep.
So this is
Yeah,
inside
yeah.
that? Yeah, dome, okay. He's singing this? I'm guessing.
What was that?
Singing? He's singing? I don't want to hear
Yes.
it. I'm just assuming. I'm trying
was,
to
and you
commentary
can't.
to this video so we don't get it taken down or us taken down or whatever. Wow, the choir in white over there.
What do you mean you can't hear that? It must be blocking the
No,
beams
you-
from your head now.
Yeah, you didn't share it with us sound-wise, which is great. I don't want to be...
See, the people in chat can hear
Hearing
this,
about-
but you can't. The people on YouTube are listening to him sing.
That's cool.
Now they're blocking the sounds from entering your head. The reverse
I put on my
beam.
tinfoil hat. I'm just not... It's
So
in the
they're-
room, actually. I had it on this morning.
They're turning that thing into
The world's largest
um,
bowl of cereal.
alternative green center. It says soon,
It's
and
blue.
This is from 2024. Soon, residents will pour into the community to live, work, and relax here. Car-free micro city with
Under the
metro access.
dome!
Free buggies, a natural reserve with lakes, lush greenery, and gazelles.
I want to live there.
Fully equipped infrastructure and workplaces. Does that mean this place actually has a sewer system?
Probably
Like the tallest building in the world?
probably
It just-
environmentally controlled. It's probably got all sorts of good stuff going on inside there. Probably
says
has
the
its own
project is
atmosphere.
built by
They got
you-
cool lights.
the Dubai government. Is one of a kind, and there is nothing like it in the world. Well, you said that. You said is one of a kind. You don't have to follow up with, and there is nothing like it in the world.
That's how AI rolls, though.
And I will tell you why it's the best place to
get outta
live
here.
and why
Get the fuck outta
investing.
here. Get the fuck out of here.
Look at their little ritual going on.
Dude, look at the fucking screen that this thing is. I am just fucking. So I need to get out more. What the fuck?
What the
The
fuck?
stars are falling, my friends. If you
Yes,
didn't
they
read
are.
the Bible, well, there it is.
Being
And
pulled
what
is
is
into
that
it?
on the ground?
Doing that. That's not like just up in the thing. That's like projections or something.
Globe worship, anybody?
How is it doing that?
Them's demons.
That's got to just be editing, right?
I think so.
It's in
Near as I can
camera.
tell.
It's in camera AR. That's what it is. It's
Yeah.
just like that cat at the Superdome, the Super Bowl that turned into the mascot and all that fell from the rafter. Remember all that shit?
Yeah, it's a good shot
And
of
that
what
fucking ball coming up out of the fucking ground. I don't know that that's not there.
No, that looks like that's there.
that's the second son being birthed.
Wow, I almost did a spit take on that one. The dark sun, the black hole sun. Holy shit. Yeah, pretty. Oh my, dude, what the? Oh, now it's the ball. they're worshiping. Now it's the ball. That's what saves them all. The stars go right back into the sky. Thank you, globe. Oh, and now we're going to go up to
Yeah,
the
she
globe.
come up on a fire truck.
Stairway to heaven. Is she buying that stairway to heaven with those beads and baubles? Is that Yanni?
Yanni. Jamming.
I wish I could hear it. I'm going to go watch this show later.
Most of it's muted for them.
You just want to hear about Talladega more.
Is that ladder going to connect with that ball and create the arc from the heavens?
Ooh, a ladder involved?
Yeah, you didn't see the ladder? she was
Yeah, I
on?
saw that.
Waiting for the
Let's
pillars.
see what happens with the ladder. Uh-oh. Go back a little. No, go right past his shit. Go right past him the other way.
Oh, the other way?
Right when he's that. Yeah, what the fuck? I knew there was weird shit.
Like
I knew it
they're
was weird
underwater.
Yep.
shit. Interesting, huh?
Under the sea.
Under the sea.
Everything's
Darling,
better. Down where it's
Down.
wetter.
Take it from me.
Ah. Wow.
Weird shit going on.
There's a sexual
Tripping
joke in there
balls
that
now,
I'm not
bro.
going to make.
How you feeling there, Walter?
Oh, I'm good to go. What? The whales in space. I knew this is what it was all about.
That's wild.
Check out the waters above.
I wonder how
I
much
know.
this thing costs to run.
Look at those gyrating, what do they call? Swirling dervishes?
Swirling dervish.
I think it's a whirling, not a swirling.
I said whirling.
I think Zack said swirling.
They get possessed by their, there's a name for it. Is it jinn? Is that what they have? not Dima.
The
And they go
gin.
twirling until they drop.
The vodka tonic. After about 4 or 5, you go.
That is crazy, man.
That's quite the projection. They gonna live there?
Hang on a
Shit.
second. I hear a cat meowing. I hope it might be the one I was looking for earlier now. Back.
Yeah, I don't know what this has to do. This is just like the center part of it. All those buildings surrounding it is like the whole area.
Oh.
Yeah, people live in those and have.
So this would be like just a
Businesses.
food court or something.
Yeah, something like that. This is like a park
Parking
or
lot.
something. Yeah. Or where they have, stuff like this. Like concerts or whatnot. Gazebo, a really big gazebo. People with too much money.
Right? All them dollars and no cents. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Crazy.
By the way, I wanted to let Liz know before she went back to bed. My 4 terabyte external hard drive should be here on Monday. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Did Liz get you a hard drive?
She made a contribution. It helped
So
to get
cool.
me there.
Oh, very cool. We love Liz.
We do love you, Liz.
Hi, Nathan. Saying hi to Nathan, who just joined the chat, and everybody's saying hi.
Well, good evening, Manchester.
Oh, what are those crystals under there? What the fuck?
That place is big.
What I'm saying.
It makes the dome in Vegas look small.
They're going to have their own weather systems. Just take the sheet off. Fuck.
Show me what's underneath already. More people.
Here is the church. Here is the steeple.
Look at these clouds. Yeah, that's augmented reality. See, that's lame. Now, if they could do that and you would see those clouds while you were there, that would be cool.
Are we sure those aren't suspended? Because the light's playing off pretty well. I mean, even for augmented reality, it's catching light pretty good.
I don't know. They kind of just appeared, it seemed like.
Now the birds don't look like they're flying for real.
No. See, if they could do that shit while you were there, or maybe give you a pair of glasses to look through.
I just got back. I was trying to unmute to say, maybe it's like the 3D movies. As you walk in, here's your things. Wear these. It'll be cool if you wear these.
Probably do. Big crowd.
Of course, they're working hard to make it work without glasses. That's what they're trying to do, hard as they can. Yeah, those clouds look real. They could be suspended by wires.
It looks
from
like they're
that roof.
supported.
Oh, I see some wires over there.
See, it looks like they're supported rather than suspended. Or
Yeah,
they're balloons
I just saw that
and
too.
tethered.
Yeah, I just saw that. Maybe there's helium involved. What, buddy?
Yep, in the grand finale, they pop them. And everybody talks funny, Joker style.
Everybody-
Yeah, those are
Yeah,
gay.
that's fake. Yeah.
Some lame ass Instagram filter.
Get down, buddy.
Check out the
Come on,
leaves
man.
as they blow
Come
in
on,
the
buddy.
wind.
Come on, dude. Sorry, he's on mute.
World Expos. See, those things are being held up. Okay, the clouds are being held up from the bottom.
I'll give you everything you need. I'll give you everything
You
you
can see people walking around underneath them, like holding them up.
freed from our pain. We've
No idea who that is singing. No clue.
No.
That's some weird ass shit, though.
Every year when I'm at my in-laws for the
Oh,
Thanksgiving event.
now it's a chrysalis, and now some demon is going to be born.
Oh, holy shit. It sure fucking is. Run from the demon. The masked demon, run from it. But every year when I'm exposed to the Thanksgiving Day parade, and then unfortunately, I'm in the same room that is happening, and the younger generation is all like, oh, is that? And I'm like, I'm so fucking old. Because I don't know any of these people. None of them. Like, none of them. I'm so old. Who the fuck is Hoda, by the way?
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Write that down, Sherry. Who the fuck is Hoda? Is definitely a new password.
Jedi Knight he is.
No, she was somebody's aunt that hosted the fucking parade this year. When she came up, I'm like, who is that? To Michelle, she's like, I don't know. I'm like, that's like somebody's aunt. What is she, like one of those The View people or something? She's like, no.
She's like I don't know if it's Good Morning America or something like that, but she's one of those Good Morning show ladies. Not that
There
like,
was so no appeal at all to that person. And again,
Not
I'm being
much of it.
subjected to it by the young people who are not only like mind controlled, but yeah, it's really bad. Anyway, sorry.
No, it's
I'm old. Long story short, Walt's old as fuck.
Yoda's drunk uncle, Hoda.
I think that they probably,
right.
yeah, it was Kathy Lee's drinking buddy or whatever. I think that is right. I don't know. I think that she's like pretty much not. I think she's like 80s or 90s too, like past. I don't think she's all that hip.
Forgive him not, I will. Oh, that one thing Lowry was showing on I think Rico found it Sunday night on the tinfoil sombrero. It had like Star Wars hillbilly version or Star Wars in the swamp, like the country version. It was like Yoda sitting there in this. It had the sleeves cut off, like a flannel shirt with a goatee and like some kind of baseball hat on. Oh, it was hilarious. I'm gonna have to ask Rico where he got that from. But yeah, it was like Star Wars of the South or something like that. Redneck Star Wars or something like that. I'll see if I can't find it. Oh. Popped right up. Yeah.
I did look up, and Jana, you got it right. Hoda is the Today Show, and I think it's the Today Show with Hoda and Jenna now. Is that like Jenna Bush or something like that? I'm not quite sure.
There's
I haven't watched it. I have
Obi-Wan. There's Luke. Wait till you see Yoda. Come on. Do it.
Show me Yoda.
There's Darth Vader. Yeah. Yes. Drinking moonshine. Oh, I love it. What did they call this? Star Wars: Return of the Redneck. Tupac and Han Solo. Oh, that's too good. Okay, who's that? Is that supposed to be Jabba? Jabba the Hutt? Yeah. I love that. Old man Yoda. Oh, shit.
Like if Yoda had sex with a gremlin, that would have been.
Yeah, that was funny shit.
Not going to be able to get that out of my head for a minute.
I know, thanks.
Yeah, it keeps popping into my head too, and I saw it Sunday. It's like every time I see a Star Wars anything, which you see from time to time, but any mention of any type of Star Wars anything, and I see Yoda sitting there, that face. I wish I showed more of the Darth Vader. He was a big guy in overalls, and he just had the Vader mask on with a big giant bushy beard coming out underneath it.
It had just been big bushy hair, big bushy beard, and an oxygen tank. That's all. Smoking a cigarette, of course, in one hand, whilst he has his lightsaber in the other.
Did you hear that we found a star in another galaxy, or we have a clear image of a star in another galaxy, they say? I saw this pop up.
Ones and zeros is what they're finally admitting.
It's only 160,000 light years away.
These are the clearest ones and zeros they've seen from 160,000 light years away?
Yeah, we've taken a photo of a star in another galaxy for the first time.
What?
Using forced telescopes linked together. Well, no, because you're taking pictures of lots of stars in other galaxies.
Right.
An astonishing image of a huge star more than 160,000 light years away. An artist's impression of the star is this one. That's not the photo. You gotta read the small print. This, apparently...
I thought that was the black hole we had got a picture of that looked like the blunt of Smith Dog.
I'm just going to go with the artist's impression and believe that that's what it looks like. He got this from this. And I don't want an image. I want a video. I want to see if this thing is moving. Like when we look through our cameras. A lot of the stuff seems to be like it's moving. And I know a lot of that could have to do with the atmospheric seeing and all that. Is that Alex Michael? What? How is Alex Michael jumping up on here? That's crazy. Unless it's, I don't know.
What's funny is which video it is, too.
Yeah. The one where he's saying goodbye to YouTube.
YouTube's like, all right, sweet. Let's promote the shit out of this guy. Now that he's gone.
So I'm usually playing catch up. Is he?
Oh, no, here's Have No Sphere right here. Okay, this has to do with just YouTube. So I was looking at some of these other ones. I was like, I don't look at these channels. How did this pop up? But no, here's Have No Sphere as well. Okay. So
that
that's
one
it. That's,
channel
that's
is
the
dedicated
picture.
to shit you watch to get you to watch that other shit you'd never watch in a million years. It's in that little line of shit.
Yeah. Notice how they're putting artist impression out a lot more now. I bet people have been calling all these people on their bullshit. I'm sorry, but this is not a first, in my opinion. Haven't we seen all kinds of stars? Like, here's this star doing this and blah, 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 blah. For the first time. That's ridiculous. What else we got? Musk on Capitol Hill says get rid of all credits for EVs. Wow. That's kind of going against.
A bold statement for the owner of an EV company.
Yeah. Isn't he talking about going to a different type of fuel? Didn't he say something a couple months ago? I swear the guy says something outlandishly crazy like every week. It's hard to keep up with what comes out of his mouth.
Well, I think there's been some very good research recently, and was thinking of heading over into this thing called fossil fuels. Turns out if you refine crude oil, you can actually get that shit to run on an engine pretty well.
Let's see. We are done with EVs. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. So at one point, I wanted an article, not a fucking YouTube video. That was Tech Revolution.
Yeah, we need a pitcher, not a belly itcher.
Heat map news. MIT Tech
KEY?
News. Or MI Tech News. I'm trying to find something like Politico or, something mainstream. But I'm not seeing any of them saying anything about stopping EVs. It's all these MI Tech News. I've never heard of MI Tech News. It says it's a blog. He's leaving electric vehicles behind. He's shifting its focus to hydrogen-powered vehicles. Once the dumbest fuel, now a fuel of the future. I'm not seeing any quotation marks. I just can't stand listening to the man talk. Here, I'll show you what I'm looking at. I'm sorry. It says he's leaving electric vehicles behind. Yada, yada, yada. See, I'm not seeing Model H in quotations. Really? That's one thing I do when I hear somebody say this person said this. The first thing I go through is I look to see if there's hydrogen fueling stations in quotations. No, because they can't quote somebody on saying something and them not actually say it. You get in trouble for stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything like I'm embarrassed, trying blah blah blah. My shut's down tradition, blah 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 blah. Investopedia. Oh, that's just about the tax credits. GB News. Yeah. I figured that would make it. You know, like into the big news, him saying something like that. But I'm not thinking that it's true. Yeah, nope. Okay. I swear all the BS has made me more diligent. Before I go and say, oh, look, this person said this. Yeah, I want to see it come out of their mouth. Or at least see people, you know, have the nerve to put it in quotations. And then, you know, Musk said after it.
Well, I
Mars.
spent the last. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I saw that video, and I'm, like I said, always playing catch up. So since it was only a minute and a half, I went and watched the conspiracy music video saying he was leaving YouTube. And yeah, it's the whole thing that Iron Realm deals with on a daily, literal basis. Shadow banning, videos disappearing, fighting for your music. I mean, fighting for your money, all that whole thing. So he's done with the toxic relationship here on YouTube. Can't say I don't blame him. So if you want to support, again, support what you love, or it will go away.
So I just thought maybe
Right now, you are able to. I'm sorry, let me finish up real quick.
Go ahead.
Able to go ahead to his Patreon and have a free follow there. You don't have to pay just to keep up with what he is doing. So just throwing that out there. Sorry, go ahead, Josh.
Well, like Zack said earlier, the wording is everything. So I thought I might try a different verbiage there in Google. So was Tesla giving up on electric vehicles or electric cars? Is Tesla giving up on electric cars? And the AI overview has a little argument with Elon Musk. In April 2024, Reuters reported that Tesla had canceled plans for affordable mass market EV and would instead focus on self-driving robot taxis. No, robo-taxis. Or maybe it is robot axis. Either it's robot axis or robo-taxis. Not sure which. But Musk denied that report on his social media platform X, saying that Reuters is lying again. However, other sources say that Tesla has abandoned the low cost. Nothing about changing over fuel source.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking it's BS. I know those people up in Canada aren't happy. And it's mostly has to do with the Cybertruck. I don't understand how they're not having issues with all the other types of Teslas.
I think it's mostly to do with their government, but whatever.
Yeah, somebody in chat was saying that this morning. I'm sorry, I can't remember who it was, but that it's a very popular manufacturer of vehicles in Norway, which is very cold.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's all the other Teslas, not the fucking Cybertruck, I'm assuming, since fucking snow shelves up in front of the headlights in any conditions of snow.
Yeah, a lot of people are having trouble with their Cybertrucks up in the cold Arctic, you know, well, not Arctic, but the colder regions up north. And you would think, I mean, it's pretty common knowledge, especially for people that live up north, when it gets, you know, below zero, especially like, I don't know, about 10 degrees, batteries don't like to work. A lot of people's cars don't want to start up in the morning. If it's not in the garage, you know, kept in a little bit warmer place, then it's not, especially older vehicles. They just have trouble starting. Batteries don't like super cold weather. I mean, all those diesels, they have like things you can plug in to keep all that stuff warm. I can't believe they didn't do that for the Cybertruck. That's just insane to me. And what happens? Because there is no door handle, right?
I don't know. What are they just
Like on
Dukes of
the
Hazzard that shit? Fuck, I don't know.
Inside, it's a button. Push a button and the door opens.
Oh, that's great.
It's all electric.
There's a button inside. That's great.
So what happens if the battery starts a fire and the power goes out? Are you just stuck in the car?
What happens if you're outside?
Yeah. Yeah.
Shouldn't you have a door handle then?
I think there is a door handle out there.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
But on the inside, I think it's a button. Somebody was saying that. And you can't get out of your car if the power goes off when you're in it. You're like stuck in there. It's not really well thought out at all.
Well, I think if you grab your seatbelt and tap on the window, it should just pop right out. You can climb out that way.
Jana commented, and I think she's got it. I think it was well thought out. Isn't it designed to break and not be able to be fixed?
Well, yeah.
I mean, yeah. Hey, Ted.
But hopefully not within the first 200 miles.
And hello, Sarah G.
Your internet must be faster than mine. I thought Ted had walked in at your house because he wasn't in my chat yet. But there he is. What's up, Ted? That's great.
And we are sitting Shiva this evening.
Yes, we are.
Awake in the wake of the loss of Zulu 1.
Making fun of NASA and space and, all that stuff that he'd probably be doing right now,
I meant to. I never did reach out directly to Candy to see if she had become aware of any news. Perhaps I'll do that now.
I haven't heard from Candy in a hot minute.
Trying to think, where do I see her active? Oh, that one shithole place.
Oh, that place, huh?
Uh-huh. That place that turns you against your neighbor. Sows discord.
Mars's gravity pulls Earth closer to the sun, warming our climate. Scientists say.
Fucking Mars. The figures where all the fucking monsters are. Stop. What?
New research hints at fascinating and completely unexpected connection between Mars's gravitational field and Earth's climate. Geological evidence spanning over 65 million years. Okay, hold up. You do not get to claim what happened 65 million years ago. You can hypothesize this and that, but you don't get to say how old any of this stuff is because you can't determine how old any of this stuff is or when it even happened.
Well, if not them, then who's that?
Well, no, but it's called I don't know. But just the truth is, we don't know. Period. End of story. Full stop. You, like I said, don't tell me that this happened.
Yeah, but I don't know. Just begs for more questions.
I mean,
Right,
when
well-
you use words like this, evidence, that's one of those strong words. That's a You know? Yeah, I don't like that word.
I think it'd be less strong than proof. I mean, if you change that for proof, that reads a little differently there too.
Geological theories?
I mean, maybe just take it down to one word. How about gravel? Rocks spanning over 65 million years suggest that deep sea currents on Earth's... What the hell did that say?
Oh, sorry.
Undergo on the Earth. Undergo recurring cycles of strength every 2.4 million years.
Right.
Why that word looks so weird to me right there.
Undergo.
Undergo.
Undergo the undertow. Blah, blah, blah. Abyssal depths, blah, blah, blah. Okay. We have like what? 10% of the ocean maybe mapped out and all this, and you want to tell me about the erosion, accumulated settlement, and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. Shut up. Just shut up. Map it all out first.
They have.
And then you can start telling me.
Well, look, the findings of the new study shed light on how these cycles align with the Earth-Mars gravitational interactions. I mean, obviously. Look, see, this is how Earth and Mars interact gravitationally. And then there's these findings. And obviously, there's a correlation.
So, Dietmar Müller, a geophysics professor of the University of Sydney, says,
Oh, eat what now? Hold up.
the gravity fields of the planet and the solar system interfere with each other, and this interaction, called a resonance, changes planetary eccentricity, a measure of how close to circular their orbits are. So it changes the shape of the orbit, he's saying. Really? And what information on the ground tells you this? Again, erosion of deep sea, abyssal, this and that. No, come on now. Due to the resonance, Mars's gravitational pull draws Earth slightly closer to the sun, so the sun's going to get bigger, is what you're saying.
And that's no matter where the Earth and the sun are in relation to Mars? It's just
but over time, it's going to drift back again, so don't worry.
Okay.
Completing this cycle every 2.4 million years. Well, that's a good thing, I guess.
So
climate change is all based on this, and we just got to wait it out. Is that what they're saying?
Mm-hmm. Patience. Have patience.
Because you ain't going to stop Mars' gravitational field. Sorry. There's nothing Elon can do to save you folks from Mars' gravitational field.
But in 2.4 million years, things should be gravy again. All we need is just a little
maybe what he'll do, Elon, because he's a genius. I don't know if you guys keep up with him like I do.
I've heard that on the radio twice today, so it must be true.
Apparently NASA is paying old Elon. SpaceX, Elon's SpaceX, but it's going to his pocket. We know this. 800. Hey, let me stop for a second. free. $843 million to destroy the International Space Station. So maybe he can use that slingshot thing we have and shoot that at Mars and make it stop fucking with us.
I think what we ought to do is hire one of those guys from the Department of Governmental Efficiency and have him go over there and just clean house.
Right? This picture sells it. If this picture don't sell, this fucking story. Look, look at the rocket.
It's gonna fly like this, and then it's gonna land
over
like
to
this.
Mars, and it'll go like that. I'm a genius. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
This is my new toy rocket, and it goes.
He goes. I call it jet. Wait, no. Give me a minute. Reboot.
And I found the magic words. I found them in the article. Might.
There it is.
And might. They clarify that this warming effect is unrelated to the current global warming driven by human greenhouse gas emissions.
Totally different heat.
Totally different type of heat. Have more vigorous deep circulation. The study leads author, blah, 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 blah. I love this part right here.
Dirty joke there, too.
They use satellite data to map sediment accumulation on the ocean floor across millions of years. No, you didn't. No, you did not.
Look, we've got all these
have not
readings.
had satellites for millions of years. There's not millions of years of data for you to go through. Bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on this, and explain to me how I'm wrong, please. You don't have millions of years of satellite data. No, you can't say that. You just can't.
Well, what's even better is the next sentence down. That's pretty good.
The team discovered gaps in the geological record, suggesting that stronger ocean currents during warmer periods caused by Mars's influence might have disrupted sediment deposition.
That's like,
Just so you all know, this is your tax dollars at work, y'all. People
Right
in America.
here.
I want you to know what you are funding.
I need to
Go ahead,
cut.
Zach. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. I can't any of these things where you say prove me wrong on that. I can't. So I'm in the garage trying to keep warm and just kind of giggling. Go ahead.
so here's this area where we have absolutely no information. None. It's a gap in the geological record. So this huge lack of information obviously suggests that stronger ocean currents during the warmer periods that were caused by Mars's influence. And that might have disrupted the sediment deposition. I mean, why not? There's not sediment there, then fucking it must have been Mars's gravity.
Mars's gravity did it.
This is pre me thinking flat Earth by quite a few decades, even. But I remember the first time, like a news story in Science, again, that flash where you're reading it and it's like, how do they, like now we challenge everything we do, but when was the first time that you read something, a scientific paper, and said, like, that's like absurd, that's retarded, there is no way. And I remember when it happened in Colorado, where working at the time and got the news story on, we're in the Saddleback area or Green Mountain in Colorado. They were closing up a popular hiking area and that we like to go to, and it was because they found these scratches in the rock. And after studying these scratches and what they looked like were some scratches in the rock, they determined they were made by dinosaurs during a mating ritual. And they were part of a sex dance. And I'm looking at the scratches, I'm looking at how they got there, and it's like, There is no. There is no. There is, and then talks about funded by, and it's like no. Then I was like checking, is this like funded by the same people that are funding the drug experiments? But no, the drug experiments were pretty good. This was just independent. This was archaeology at its best for that, and they were closed, and they closed off an area for it, and it's like wow.
Okay, wait a minute.
Go ahead.
When Mars is directly opposite the sun in the sky, as seen from Earth, it
Your reference
creates
point.
oppositions every 26 months. They're a big deal for space exploration. Yeah, when planning missions, blah, 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 blah. But what does that have to do with anything?
It has to do with everything now because Elon and Trump are going to surprise of all surprises, even though the flat earthers called it, that the next president will like give up going to the moon and go to Mars. And that was the first thing they did was say, we've been to the moon, we're skipping over that, we're going to Mars. So everything has got to be about missions to Mars. I mean, Zack, I connect the dots. What is that? Well, no, we have to pay attention to these things. It's important.
Like you just said, this on top of the aforementioned alignment of space mission launch pathways.
And in reference to Earth, in reference to where Earth is, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, goodness.
And our astronauts are still in space for another how many more months now? They've just passed 6 months in space and they're eating cat food or something like that. I'm not. There's dire stuff going on.
So now they're saying that it has notable effects beyond influencing just our orbit every 2.4 million years.
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
What are they?
Sediment deposits on the ocean floor?
That we've been tracking for millions of
Now it's
years.
just telling me about Mars's gravity and then the moons, blah, 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 over millions of years, blah, blah, blah. Well, what are they? Come on. Oh, it's influenced the trajectories of spacecrafts during missions. Gravity assists to propel probes towards distant targets. Okay, well, how about something a little more local here on Earth that, like, we could see? Not just...
That's the Roadrunner slingshot that Steve Buscemi was talking about.
That's really not affecting the planet, though, is it? Didn't they say that it was going to affect the planet?
No, it doesn't affect the planet. It only does that Acme
You're
slingshot
right.
with spacecraft. Only
They just
propulsion
said
for
that
spacecraft.
Yeah, notable effects beyond influencing Earth's orbit. So they didn't say it's influencing Earth anymore. They just said it's something, there's notable effects beyond it affecting Earth's orbit. So this is nothing that we can see. It's not going to like, oh, Mars is close. You know,
Well,
I can jump higher right now.
they've already accounted for that in the gaps in the geological record. It's when you can't see the effects that you know the effects are there.
Gee, and then
You know it's
Paul
real because it
Simpson.
looks so fake.
Okay, and now he's talking about, oh, this person's mad. Paul Simpson. Gee, what happened to man-made global warming? Why are we listening to the stupid leftists and their stupid EV regulations? Governor to an AG with treason. Wow. Throw it on there, Paul. Wow. I didn't see anything about, and they did cover the whole man-made global warming thing, Paul. And I heard nothing about EV regulations in that article. You have to follow the science. Masks save lives. Women with penises can have babies, and polar bears will be extinct in 20 years. Wow. Paul didn't like that. You are an idiot. That one had 39 replies. Oh, Newsbreak's got some fighting going on in their chats. Makes sense. MSNBC tells you newsflash does not care about science. They care about Democrat talking points.
Yeah, fucking Adobe killed what would have been a great ironrealmmedia.com.
Fucking Adobe.
There used to be this thing called Crowdfire. And you could get in there. It's sort of like the minute chat that we have over there on freeworld.fm. But you basically set it up and you can carry on these continued chat conversations through this Crowdfire site. You sign up for it, you register your name and all that stuff, and you go on, and it was working really well. It's like a super comment section is basically what it was. But right about the time we started to get to building that and trying to include it, they took it away. Oh no, that is a great idea. Matter of fact, you have to pay for that shit now. A lot of money. I don't even think you can get it. Because nobody wants a comment section. Just for that reason.
Have you ever heard of Bells and Gals?
I mean...
.com?
No, but by the sounds of it, there's lots of websites like that I've not heard of. Are you sure that was an E, not an A?
Yeah. Accept all. No, I don't want to accept all. Earth officially has a second moon. They got me with that one.
Was this Balls and Gals site that you were talking about?
Yeah. Wired Middle East? No, I want...
Oh, Wired America.
What I'm looking at. 2 moons for a period of 2 months. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, is this the one I was talking about? Where's the... This one's like new. Dude, I put in bellsandgals.com. Come on. Entertainment and trending. Yeah, no, I'm not. No. Okay, screw this. Not gonna do it. I don't even want to play the cookie game. I don't ever plan on coming back to bellsandgals.com for any reason.
Yep, you'd be better off going to Balls and Gals.
Something has gone seriously wrong with Cybertruck production. Batteries not included. Now we know why. So based on interviews with people who work on that line, a battery supply issue has caused Cybertruck production to be backed up. And didn't China just say something about cutting or tariffs or something like that?
I heard they're stopping the export of all of the
raw minerals
needed or some shit. That's what I'd heard. That might have been from me all this morning.
Okay, here we go. In its announcement on Tuesday, now this is Al Jazeera. The Chinese Ministry of Commerce said it had banned exports of key minerals like gallium, germanium, and antimony to the U.S. Important for manufacturing semiconductors, military equipment, and for general industrial use. The broadening of the restrictions that are already in place. I wonder if that has anything to do with the batteries.
Oh my God.
Didn't
Okay,
you
y'all.
use that stuff? Oh, go ahead, Walter.
No, you go ahead. What stuff?
I was going to ask Cami, isn't antimony something that you would use in jewelry? Or am I misremembering?
It is. It's familiar to me, but I'm not able to put it to a use. I know rhodium, and I know again, I know most of the ones, but antimony. I'm trying to.
I thought I had heard you talk about that before.
No, I'm like trying to reach on it, and I can't seem to find. I'm going to look it up. But
I might
don't
be
think
crazy.
so.
Nothing new. Yeah, it is chilly. It's going to be
Yeah,
8
it is.
degrees warmer tomorrow, though. 29 degrees here. What the frick?
It's getting 10 degrees warmer than it was today, tomorrow, and 14 degrees warmer than that. In other words, the warm is coming. It is coming. We just have a couple of days to hold on.
Yeah, it's
Here
really
along
weird.
the bayou side, it's currently 45 degrees. We'll look at a low tonight, overnight about 40. You want to definitely wrap up, get those plants inside, watch those pets. Anyway, sorry. Look, y'all,
as far as
I've got
jewelry-
sidetracked. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought y'all were done again. I'm sorry.
Antimony, I just looked it up for jewelry uses, and it's used in certain Japanese alloys and some solders and pewters, but it's not used in fine jewelry at all.
Yeah, I think it was when I was watching something about pewter smelting. It came up.
It says antimony is primarily used in everyday life as a hardener for lead alloys, most notably in car batteries, and as a flame retardant in plastics, textiles, and other materials. Usually in the form of antimony trioxide. Essentially, it's used to make things more resistant to fire by being added to other substances as an alloy.
Retardant.
It's also used in the electronics industry to make certain
You're a
types of
retardant.
semiconductor devices, such as infrared detectors and diodes. It's also used making night vision goggles, explosive formulations, flares, nuclear weapons productions, and infrared sensors.
So, do you
So
guys
I was
think that
reading
they're?
the rest of that
go ahead, Walter.
article about NASA paying Elon Musk or SpaceX, but essentially Elon to fucking destroy the ISS, and how it's so so much bullshit in one story. And so as a goof, I hopped over to Night Cafe and did a little creative prompt writing, putting our boy Elon there at the bottom of the neutral buoyancy laboratory pool, pulling a giant cartoon plug, getting the job done pretty quickly, and sneaking away with all that money. However, if you don't spell check really carefully, yeah, interesting things can happen. That one L just Got away from me.
Oh, sure grabbed that pug though, didn't he?
He got that pug out of that hole. He definitely did save the ISS. Oh my God, I can't believe that. That will be published there on Night Cafe.
It's Elon Musk drowning a puppy.
That's not how you stop
Pantone
sharing. It is the way to stop sharing, but that wasn't the correct way to stop sharing.
Pantone just released their color of the year for 2025, which I don't know if you guys are aware of the Pantone like color of the years, but when they do that, nail polishes to car colors to jewelry, fashion trends to everything, like highlights that color. And they highlighted just to bring everybody into a cheerful mood, Mocha Mousse, otherwise known as sad. As the news puts it, Sad Beige won 2025 Pantone Color of the Year.
Is that with two
Sad
S's?
Beige. The official name is Mocha Mousse. So we'll be getting a brownish tan color in things for a highlighted color this year. That's like really, it's uplifting.
Does that mousse have a U and two S's? Or two O's?
It does. It has a U, two S's, and an E.
Gotcha. That makes sense. More sense than a mocha MOOSE. Big shout out to Billy Ray Valentine in chat.
Yo, Billy Ray.
Yo, what's up, brother? You are more than welcome if you have a minute to hop in here and be with us. Oh, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Job has it posted there at the top of the chat. You do?
I do. Technically, the flat line's open too, if anybody was interested. I just hadn't gotten around putting a crawler on the screen with the flat line number on it.
So that Mocha Mousse, looking at the color on it, for anybody that's had in that giant bit of a sofa that we had in Denver in the family room, that big wraparound, you know that color there, Zach?
Mm-hmm.
That's the color of the year. Of course, we ordered that custom built in 2000. I think it was 2000. We ordered that built in and made for us. So yeah.
This is funny. This is from newatlas.com. Mercedes claims new solar paint could eliminate daily EV charging. Big important word in there.
Good.
Could. And
I don't even believe it.
claims. No. Bullshit. No way.
What would be the point? Let's say you've got it and it works. What you going to do? If the claim is you're not going to use it to charge your EV daily, what the fuck are you using it for?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it wouldn't you paint your car with this so that you could charge it daily? You just don't got to plug it in. It just charges with the sun daily. Is that not the point?
And yet they show it on such a dusty road.
Take me home.
It'll not charge your batteries for the first 3 minutes until it gets covered in dust. Then it'll continue to not charge your battery or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It could be quite a loop. See, would
But
be.
what if? Yeah. But what if the entire painted surface? But what if it could capture?
Yeah, those what ifs.
Well, I think if it could capture, then I'd want it to charge my EV daily.
So it's not going to add that much weight, 50 grams. 0.0002 inches of thickness added to your paint job. Operate at around 20% efficiency.
Nice.
Nice.
Let's do it. That's a great return on investment. Matter of fact, hire me to run your company, and I too will work at 20% efficiency.
No rare earths, no silicone, no toxic or supply limited materials. Right.
Safe to
'Cause
drink.
paint's not toxic at all. Paint's just good for you. I make sure I take my shot of paint before I go to bed every night, and that's a joke on YouTube. That's just a joke. I don't drink paint. Don't drink paint, children. Unless it's St. Patrick's Day.
Now,
and
paint
you're
chips,
at
on the
Patty's
other
Pub.
hand, I hear
Oh, those are
pretty yummy.
delicious. Don't eat the paint chips either.
Especially the real heavy ones. Those are my favorite.
Yeah, those are the good ones. Oh. It's recyclable.
Wait, what?
It's recyclable. This is recyclable paint chips.
All you got to do is scrape all the fucking paint off your car. That's all.
Based on local solar intensity and its own data on daily driving habits. What does that mean? The company says that based on local solar intensity and its own data on daily driving habits, this solar paint could completely eliminate plug-in charging for the average EV owner in Los Angeles.
Why? How?
Making their
How?
daily commute. Or
How
shit.
could it fucking do that if it's not charging the EV daily?
Paint would allegedly generate more like 60% of the required energy in Stuttgart. 32 miles. Right. And it doesn't outline exactly what the active ingredient is here, but we can take a guess. Sprayable, whatever that is. Perovskite solution. You know that word, Cami? You're muted if you're talking.
Sorry, let me see the spelling of it.
Perovsk. University of Sheffield in the UK created a spray-on solar cell. Never heard of perovskite. Okay, this doesn't tell me about perovskite.
Should have looked at the 5 pictures.
Bro, sorry.
Up there at the gallery, I think all the way back to the top, maybe. I think you view gallery 5 images.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll back this up a little bit.
So 0.002 inches. That's how tall those things are? Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah, there's no way. Maybe it's just that stuff that's in between there, that layer of brown stuff. Maybe it.
Maybe. What if you want a white car? You think this works on white cars?
No. No, it's going to be a
How about
dark
red
car.
cars? Think this works on red cars?
No.
No.
You're going to have a black, dark brown.
Nice. Everybody drive around looking like a fucking UPS van.
Okay, I've learned about perovskite.
That was
It's a
quick.
mineral and a class of materials with a similar structure. It's a calcium titanium oxide material, so it's a conglomerate. Discovered in the Ural Mountains of Russia in 1839 by Gustav Rose. It was named after Russian mineralogist Perovsky, a class of compounds with the same crystal structure as that are also known as Perovsky structure. So they're making the structure, they're making synthetics of it. It's a family of materials that are used in solar cells to convert sunlight into electricity. Metal halide. Okay. Perovsky solar cells have the potential to be high performance and low production costs, but technology is not very robust and can degrade quickly when exposed to moisture, heat, and ultraviolet sunlight. So unfortunately, like this paint that they're putting on has a problem with ultraviolet, like in your UV rays, which you get those on there, heat, moisture. The environment. It doesn't like being out in the environment. Do you think that could be a problem with it being a paint on a moving car facing rain and heat and moisture? Those things it doesn't like.
I'm sure all the
So
micro abrasions.
it degrades quickly under. It's very unstable. So if you put it out in weathering conditions, it's going to degrade quickly. So yeah, that's why it could, but doesn't.
Titanium oxide is used in sunscreens, makeup, and other topical products that do not pose any health risks. Yeah, there's no health risk in makeup or sunscreens or anything like that.
I think it's in powdered donuts too.
Yeah, it says it's in candy and stuff like that as well.
That's what I thought. But that sounded familiar.
Yeah, E171 is safe when ingested normally through foods and drugs. Right. How we're exposed to ingredients matters greatly in terms of our lung, blah, blah, blah. So inhaling it can cause adverse health outcomes over time. Unless you work in an industrial setting, inhaling substantial amounts of it is highly unlikely. And blah, blah, blah. Putting it on your skin in the form of sunscreens, makeup does not pose any health risk. Okay, it's just saying the same exact thing. And blah, blah, blah. Judges a slow process for the body compared to drinking a beverage which passes much faster through the body, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yada, yada, yada. I'm done reading about it. Titanium oxide. Yeah, I'm calling bullshit. Ain't nobody gonna be charged with EV paint. Not buying it.
That was the point of the story, Zach. Reread the headline. That's like their major selling point. Their solar paint's not going to charge EVs every day. Woo!
There's one. Is it going to snow in South Carolina this winter? We asked the experts. Here's what they forecast.
Well, according to ChatGPT.
I'm going to go with Bob, who told me back in a dream that yes, you will see snow this year. I'm going to go for the dream.
Oh, it's looking like they will make Bing Crosby happy. Or no, conditions aren't looking like they will make Bing Crosby happy. So, according to Matthew Rosencrans, a meteorologist, blah, 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 Climate Prediction Center, they can expect a warmer, drier winter. Well, I guess it isn't officially winter, so, but it ain't been warmer. It's definitely been a lot colder than it normally is. La Nina is expected to impact the state's winter.
What does this mean, Mr. Super Sidewinder? I'm installing Cami's voice print in my new AI master.
That means he's
You
going to be
don't-
able to get you to say whatever he wants you to say.
Oh, no, puppy, no.
You're gonna have to send me that app. That's too funny.
And I'm just guessing. That's what it sounds like to me. I don't know what he's got, what he's doing.
Japan unveils world's first solar super panel, more powerful than 20 nuclear reactors. Now that's clickbait.
What? No. Seems
This one
legit.
solar power is more powerful than 20 nuclear reactors.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Why not?
Why not?
We'll
Fuck
strap it to the top
Why-
of
why
our
not
car.
40?
Fuck your paint.
Let's make it 40.
Give me 2. I'll take 2 of those solar panels.
Perovskite. Wow, another thing with perovskite.
Like they're listening to you.
Oh my goodness.
I wish I knew what the hell they were playing when I shared my sound with you guys.
I know, that's crazy, dude.
I almost want to try it again and just shut everything off.
It's
Shut
all
down
about
my Chrome.
Talladega.
I'm going to do it. No Chrome. I'm going to kill the flat line. Nobody's calling in anyway. There's Skype and there's OBS. There's my video, not the broadcaster, but the other one. Shouldn't nothing, ought not nothing be playing.
Nerlick.
See.
I'm going to go fast and I'm going to turn left. No, I'm joking. He's not saying nothing.
I guess it wasn't video broadcast. Let's try that.
Now it's Joe Rogan. What a wild way to make a living. Yeah, I can't believe it happened to me. No shit. My dad was sort of this invincible hero, and I wanted to do what he did. I didn't think I was going to get to do that. When I started doing it, I was thinking to myself, I can't believe this is happening to me. Wow, that's a lot easier to do than I thought it would be. Just sit there and copy what somebody else is saying?
Yeah, this is crazy.
What, you hear something? You actually hear Joe Rogan?
Yeah, I was
what he just said
I was
was
just
word
saying.
for word what he was saying. Joe Rogan started, and that's all the answer is this.
Yeah,
It wasn't the
I didn't
best,
make up a word
what
of
I
that.
wanted to be. It's more in the service department. It's fun, but damn, I want to be a race car driver.
I thought
was
you were
pretty
just
good,
waiting
Walt.
for me to share something on the screen and you just started making shit up.
Yeah, dude, no, it's fucking crazy.
That is nuts.
What? Don't lie about your secret love of Toe Rogan and Talladega, nigga. That show. Don't even lie.
What would it even be sharing? That is nuts.
That's crazy. And I'm seeing something too. NVIDIA
Yeah.
broadcast.
Let me try switching screens. Maybe it'll be something different.
Shit ton of doors for me. Oh no, yeah, I still hear it.
I'm telling you, they're just beaming that shit into your. I just don't understand how they can get all three of you at the same time. If it were Zack and Cami, I'd say, well, that's easy. But how do they beam that all three of you at the same time without any delay? That's impressive.
That is so crazy, dude.
I don't effing get it.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
I'm asking chat if they're hearing it, but apparently they're not hearing that.
No.
So when he's playing stuff, what are you actually hearing on here on YouTube, guys? What are y'all hearing?
Nothing. They don't hear anything. There's nothing
Us
going
just
on.
yapping about insane shit that makes no sense. Well, I mean, that's every show, but much lovely. You've also been on my mind quite a bit. You and Lowry, for some reason. Me and you and him need to make a road band and just hit the road, I guess. No, I don't know.
I started
We're
carrying.
sending out extra love to you guys.
Yeah, I'll do that. Drive this way.
I started carrying sage around with me everywhere I go.
Nice.
One little medicine bags around my neck. And it tightens up, it closes, no problem, but just in case, as a little added plug to keep anything from falling out. I
Right
got
on.
my little rock from Lee's collection that he was giving out at Oktoberfest.
Hey, mine is sitting literally right here. Like, I look at it every day. Right there.
It was right there in my
Yep.
medicine pouch with my sage.
Absolutely.
A little
It's right
smidge
there in
smudge is
my
what I call it.
view. Getting all the good prana.
Really have to.
I used to have a medicine bag, and I had like taken it all the way through my trip across, and got all kind of goodies out of the Grand Canyon and Sedona and mushrooms that had been given to me, and just all kind of goodies, which I know you're not supposed to say, but it's gone now. So when I left Oregon, I was traveling back, and that was when the whole like flying was nuts, apparently, and I wasn't going to risk losing it. And then they moved twice, and you know how things happen. What is Bender on about? Let me go see. Y'all hear him in the background or not?
Mm-hmm.
What is his trip? I bet them all. What's up, Bucky? Good to see you. Haven't seen you here in a minute, brother. And you as well, Gene. We need to get you. We need to get Gene on. I mean, anyone in this chat is welcome to get on. Obviously, right now, there's a link above. But, like, to get with us and, like, really get to know you better and hang out and people who haven't been on in a while. Anybody that wants to come on and have some good stories you can share about Zulu. Unfortunately, I wasn't fortunate enough to meet Zulu.
Nor I.
I enjoyed him as most, well, not most, but a lot of us did, just through his nuts stuff on other shows and other people's podcasts and his stuff. And yeah, it was always great when he would pop into our chat. And so I didn't get to meet him. I haven't met a whole handful of you people at this point. I mean, I've only met a handful of you lovely people at this point there at the amazing Campton Inn. But definitely, I wish there's so many that have gone that I wish I'd had a chance to meet. So many.
Zulu's presence was enormous. You really, really.
Oh
felt
yeah,
his
dude, he was
presence.
huge. He was a huge dude. That's what I'm saying. I enjoyed him peripherally, like I knew him, and I didn't know him at all, like I needed to. So yeah, he was definitely one of those spirits whose
And when you meet him,
impact and sphere and just radiates. And I mean, I saw Mark's. I'm sorry, I'm talking all over.
No,
you
I
'cause
keep
my
on talking
feeling-
with you.
Well, I think it's
Keep
because I
going. I'm
walked
just talking
out to
on
go
you,
check
yeah.
on Bender, and everything's kind of like delayed right now. I think it's because it's doing a weird thing right now in my ear. Plus, Josh is doing his mind control Joe Rogan shit. So, not right now, but periodically, I got to be ready for that. Yeah, Ted, it was great, dude. Ted, look, I know, like, dude, let me show you right now. If it'll even show. Camera. So can you see this? Oops. Damn it. There, okay, so that's my lock screen. You see what that is, or can you see it? Yeah. So that's the Iron Realm code all at once, amazingly enough. It finally happened, and it was beautiful and amazing. But when you unlock my phone, this is what you say. Man, what's it doing? There it is. That's what you say when I unlock my phone every day, my brother. Love you, miss you, can't wait to hang out with you again. And again, like I said, sharing stories about the amazing people I've met. You guys are definitely welcome to come on and share stories about the things you've had and known through Zulu. Because I saw Mark's video that he put up and how he was literally drumming along to the song minutes before it happened. I mean, dude, you can't ask for a better way to go than doing the thing you love, you know?
Exactly.
Surrounded by the people you love, even though it may have been through a screen, but he was with people he loved, doing things he loved, and my God, the full life that gentleman had. And that's the little bit I know about him. So, yeah. And it has affected me, like, hugely, because I feel like Josh's emotions, I feel your emotions, I feel Cami's emotions, you know, me, we're all connected more now that we've actually been together than we were before. And so, yeah, it's greatly affected me, too. Especially grappling with all this fucking health crap I'm going through over these last few months, literally since I got to meet all you beautiful people. It's been like nuts what I've been dealing with. Man, my chair is suddenly extra squeaky. What's going on there?
Squeaker.
But yeah, I guess the long and short of it for me is always, you know, there was a song that a good buddy of mine, Ernie, that we used to do karaoke with, used to always sing called Live Like You or Die. And if you've never heard it, it's a beautiful song. It will touch your heart. And it really does speak to living every minute like it's your last, you know. Do the things you want to do. Don't live for that dream of tomorrow. Oh, well, tomorrow this will happen or that'll happen. You know, that's why I started buckling down about my guitar playing and getting really serious about songs that I could never touch a few years ago and putting them as a fucking project and not stop until I learned them and just, you know, just finally going to Flattoberfest and finally getting to put arms around Josh and Cami and Sharon and Liz and everybody that I met, you know. So, yeah, doing those things that you put off, man, I wish I'd gone to every one of them. But it finally lined up for this one, and it was beautiful.
Even the taking part on things, some of my most special, like thinking of looking back through Flat Earth and when Bob was some of his outright happiest was he loved the trivia shows. He loved. You want Bob in a good mood, you put him on the trivia shows and bring out his ornery thing and that. But that was, I mean, some of my favorite memories, or I would say some of the most precious times and the happiest times is in Lulu's trivia games. It just ties everything. It was good. Mark did such a good job with putting that together, and you know how close Mark was with him. It's hard to do. Hard to keep yourself together during grief.
Yeah. Thanks, Liz.
That was just for you, Ted. So actually, I heard
That's the
her.
one
Go ahead.
when she's in the fishnet stockings on the aircraft carrier, the battleship, something like that. That video.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, my mom didn't like me watching that video.
I don't need you watching videos of some old lady getting run through by the whole fucking crew. I know what happens on those naval ships.
I was at a very impressionable age at that time, and she was like, "No, you're not watching that video." Sorry, Josh. What were you saying?
I don't even. That's how important
It's
it
gone.
was. Oh, I know what it was. Something else on I heard on the radio. An eraser. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, that's the ticket.
Eraser.
Uh-huh.
I'm lost. Like a pencil eraser?
Even better.
A blackboard eraser?
An earworm eraser.
Ah, okay. So when I have my, what do we call it? Musical Tourette's? Playing video games? This could fix that?
This could fix that. Walter, this may fuck you up for a few minutes, so hold on.
Holy Christ. Okay, go.
Oh, I'm still muted. I'm gonna have to back this shit.
Well, we're going to hear Joe Rogan talking about Talladega.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what you're trying to do. We're going to hear about Talladega.
I'm not hearing it this time.
Oh, shit.
I like the yeah.
A palate cleanser for your brain. Erases the earworms. Now, whatever song that was that Liz put in your head.
I've tried to pick up about 18 of them, and it wasn't happening. So thank you. Yeah. I can't even think about how I was typing this that I was trying to type.
Musical diarrhea. Just threw a little bit of everything
Yeah,
out there
no doubt.
all at once. Oh. So this is from AP, Associated Press. Biden is considering preemptive pardons for officials and allies before Trump takes office. Well, doesn't every president kind of do some pardoning and this and that? I mean, it's crazy that he gave his son a blanket pardon of 10 years.
11
years? That's kind of ridiculous. And the
No,
fact
was
that he
very,
did it so
very
early.
intentional. No, there's a reason for the timeline on it. If you haven't done the research, there's a good reason for the timeline.
Well, enlighten me.
Burisma.
The timeline was when it covers on the laptop when his son was over and money that was kickback money and different things that also got fed back to him. It takes all of the these little, like getting, paid for daddy's political powers and kickbacks and things like that. All of this stuff is on the laptop, and it was all in at the beginning of the time frame. And so they get rid of that. A lot of the stuff with his son would have come back on Biden too, because he was connected to it. So I think the main things he cared about were really doing the going back the 10 years, and he's getting these little other ones too on there. But I think it was just to make it so these, again, the laptop and the information on it was the reasoning for it.
I think a lot of it goes back to Burisma and taking payments from Ukraine.
Yes.
And this is why his brother Jim is going to get the pardon and why he's going to pardon himself before he leaves office. Because Hunter gets the money, Hunter distributes the money throughout the family. Everybody gets their cut, their percentage, and then he gets to keep whatever's left, as long as he pays the big guy. And that's just sort of the way it happens. And everybody else has taken their cut of what Hunter thinks is his money. The thing about being pardoned for all those crimes, you can still be called to testify. Normally, if you want to get called to testify against your father or something that you've done that included your father, what you'd say is, I plead the fifth. Because you've got a right not to incriminate yourself in any crime. But if you've been pardoned from crimes, guess what you don't get to do? Plead the fifth. He'd still have to testify against his dad if for some reason they were to bring charges up and try to subpoena Hunter to come in and testify.
Oh, he's talking about
But
pardoning him
will they
himself
be
as
able-
well.
Right. Yep. But they would still have to testify. They still couldn't plead the fifth.
But can they bring the laptop into it without him being? Can they bring his personal into it without?
Sure. I mean, maybe they can't charge him, but he can testify to what other people have done. He can testify to the things that he has done and has to tell the truth. Yes, I took money for being the head of Burisma. Oh, great. Yes, I passed that on to my Uncle Jim and to the big guy. Yes, the big guy was my dad. I mean, he would have to testify to all this. Let's say they want to charge the fucking maintenance guy for something. Great. Well, we're going to bring Hunter in to testify against the maintenance guy. We've got a line of questioning we're really interested in asking him. And they just hold him in contempt of court, and he sits in jail until he testifies.
It'll be interesting to see what.
I don't think
There's a lot of. They're saying a lot of them. There's people asking for pardons, but then there's a lot of the Democrats that are saying that the first name they dropped was Fauci getting pardoned because he did such a great job during fighting back the coronavirus.
That's why you need a pardon.
Yeah. And then they go on and to say that, well, if you give people pardons, it's going to make people believe that we were guilty of something. You know, it's going to make people think that, oh, they were guilty and that's why they need a pardon.
Exactly right.
You know, it's going to pretty much say that they committed acts that necessitate them to have this immunity all of a sudden.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? If they didn't commit the acts, why would they need the immunity?
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, that's exactly what it does.
And then it talks about how, well, Trump and his cabinet were thinking about doing this for the people that the great violent riot at the Capitol on January 6th.
Oh, yeah, he will. I bet he does. I bet he pardons them. Shout out to Dan and the Erie County fam.
Crazy that they're still in there for pretty much trespassing. There wasn't a whole lot of vandalism. I saw people walking around through there carrying flags. There was a couple skirmishes, they said, this and that. But as far as a violent riot, when you have the CNN reporter standing in front of a burning building and says it's mostly peaceful here, and then you turn around and say that January 6th was a violent riot, you're not doing yourself any favors. You're not coming across as unbiased and fair. When it's a mostly peaceful protest, when you have a burning building right behind you and people throwing bottles and stuff like that, you can't say that is mostly peaceful and then say January 6th was a violent riot. You just can't do that. That's why nobody listens to these people anymore. Oh, I hope they throw the book at Fauci.
I thought it was fun. I think it was like CNN. I think the highest ratings they get on a daily basis are like 50,000 people at best. was it yesterday, maybe day before, I saw Tucker Carlson in Russia talking to like the defense minister or something for Putin.
Millions.
Well, I was on YouTube and was just scrolling through. I'm like, oh, there's Tucker Carlson broadcasting on YouTube. He had like 53,000 people watching on YouTube.
Wow.
Who knows how many were on Rumble? Who knows how many all the other platforms you're streaming to that's not mainstream media anymore?
Yeah, they're all freaking out. The heads of all these. You're not journalist. You're not the news. No, you're not. You do hard work. No, you sit there and read off a piece of paper what the government is telling you to say. Don't sit there and tell me you go out and find the truth. Because you don't. You're lying.
Your job is
Right.
hard and you should be doing hard work.
But you don't. You've all cucked and sold your souls. So deal with it. Nobody trusts you anymore. Your business is dying. The whole point of your business had to do with people trusting what you had to say. That was the whole part of your business. For it to work, people had to believe you. I know it says entertainment after that, but people don't pay attention to the entertainment. They pay attention to the news in big letters, not the entertainment written in little letters with a real thin font that you could barely read. That's the same color as the background. A little bit of shading on it or this and that, or you see that entertainment at the bottom, because that's all it is. It's not news. It's not the truth. It's entertainment. And people are realizing that now.
You know, two words that have become fairly common amongst a lot of these online Candace Owens. I think it was the last person I heard say it, and the guest that she had on. Project Mockingbird. And they just run through the history and see how you just can't trust anything they fucking say. Just can't trust them. They've been doing this forever. It's all a fucking CIA front. Don't bother listening to any of this. Wow, that's crazy.
I might vote in 2028. I might go in there and write Andrew Baker. Never voted before, but
Get some t-shirts made.
mm-hmm.
Andy
I
B, be the best.
I would not want to be a politician. Just all the bullshit. It's like having to go and sit and listen to Globe Trolls. If I think somebody is not being genuine or lying to me, I have trouble keeping my patience and my cool. And all those fuckers in those Senate hearings and those congressional hearings are all lying. I would just lose it.
Did you hear the two of them almost get in a fight? Like screaming at the top of their lungs at each other?
When was this? Recently?
Yeah, just a couple days ago. Like almost, like you would have thought they were about ready to fucking throw fists.
Wow. Was it females or males?
Males.
Wow.
It's like there was a picture of Trump at like a 9/11 memorial on 9/11 and a picture of the guy that was on the stand. And maybe it was the senator asking him, like, who was the special agent in charge? And just that question just totally set the the guy off, and he starts screaming at him and just trying to do all this virtue signaling about 9/11 and the victims and blah, 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 blah. But like, just totally went from 0 to 100 just to avoid answering the question.
Is this about Ted Cruz?
I don't know.
No, this says 6 months ago.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been it.
Was it about the assassination attempts?
I don't think so.
Border security. No, that says February 5th. Blah. Come on.
Let me see.
Public anger erupts. No. Hold the line. Trump erupts over the Senate, confirming Biden judges. No. Three weeks ago. 1 month. Yeah, I haven't been watching them as much lately. The congressional hearings and the Senate hearings and stuff. I love the guy from Louisiana, Kennedy. He's funny. And who's the other one, Cami? Hawley?
Josh, yeah. He's from
good
Missouri.
at grilling people.
Yeah, he's from Missouri. Here, this is it. Oh, fuck, you're not going to hear that one. Let me send it over to Telegram to send it over to the laptop. Because it was pretty fucking loud and intense. Like, Jesus Christ, this is the decorum they keep?
We're right around the corner from Idiocracy. When the president comes out with the machine gun and M60 and just starts firing it off into the ceiling of the Senate House floor, then we'll be there officially.
Why is everyone spiraling
Shut up.
over YouTube banning?
Stupid commercials.
Why is everybody spiraling over YouTube banning?
The Secret Service's failure to stop the attempted assassination of President-elect Donald Trump devolved into a shouting match. The acting Secret Service director says changes are being made to prevent another assassination attempt from happening. Fox's Connor Hansen has that story.
I actually responded to Ground Zero.
Tense moments during a public hearing on this year's assassination attempts against President-elect Trump.
I was there in charge to show respect for a Secret Service member that died on 9/11. You were trying to be. Do not invoke 9/11 for political purposes.
Representative Pat Fallon questioned acting Secret Service Director Ronald Rowe about his role in protecting Trump, President Biden, and Vice President Harris at a 9/11 remembrance ceremony. Fallon accused Rowe of taking a spot next to the leaders when he was not directly in charge of protecting them.
I think it was a vanity project.
Well, I didn't do a very good job of showing you just how bad it got, but it was pretty intense.
Yeah, they were definitely getting loud. See, that's how I would end up being.
Well, it should be, as far as I'm concerned. I don't care. I think there should be a certain amount of passion involved.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, Andrew Jackson used to... Oh, yeah? I challenge you to a duel. Settling this shit like gentlemen. Let's go. You want to call me a liar to my face? We'll see who's lying.
You've offended my honor, sir. And then did you see Tiffany Henyard?
Oh, yeah, she gone. She will not be on the ballot as the Democratic nominee. She can still win in a write-in ballot. But I don't see it happening. I don't know. I'm not from the area. There were quite a few people lined up outside, though, for her. That gym didn't look absolutely full either. I think they just weren't letting people in there. I mean, it is Chicago. It's going to be crooked no matter who's in charge.
Pretty
They
well.
probably got there by ill-gotten gain. Yeah, it's just sad.
I can't believe that Liz is still hanging in. It's after 10 o'clock here.
I told you she had a nap. She'll be
Oh,
up.
she'll outdo us tonight. Yeah, you guys could
Yeah.
probably do another after show with the ladies if y'all call in, Sarah.
You're gonna lose this lady. This lady's falling asleep. I'm the
I'll
one
tell
that
you.
didn't have a nap.
What, Andrew B. in the chat? What's up, brother? And Pledge. What's up, Pledge?
Presidential hopeful Andrew B.
So I've been
3
watching
o'clock
this
in the morning,
show.
chilling. Feels like it here.
See, I never watched Star Trek. Like, I don't think. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen a full episode of Star Trek ever.
Well, see, I
I've
was
seen
the
them all.
age where it was like I watched it at night as a primetime show as a young kid with my cousins who were older and more into it. That's also how I got introduced to the Batman show as a young kid, you know, because my older cousins were watching all that. So there it was. I'm like, oh, cool. Weird shit to watch. So I didn't really get into it until like the reruns started happening, like in the afternoons after school. It would be like the weirdest lineup. Dark Shadows, then Flintstones and Scooby-Doo. Was that Space 1999 after that, or did it come on after? It may have been the last show of the lineup. But anyway, that was the era when I got exposed to all that crazy shit. Was when it was all the after-school shit. That's when I got into the Beverly Hillbillies, was when it became the after-school thing, or the early morning thing. It was also that.
Well, if you liked Star Trek.
Yeah, the early Star Trek. And I even like Next Generation. I dug it. But then the next ones after that, I was not too much a fan of.
There's a cartoon called The Lower Decks. And it's about...
Seems like Shell tried it. I don't know if I saw it or not. I don't think I've seen it.
I thought it was funny. I've been watching it every night for about at least a week. And I'm getting a kick out of it. It's one of those I can put on any one. It doesn't need to be in any specific order. It's funny, and it would be so much funnier if I knew any of the shit they were referencing. Like they're talking about a lot of Star Trek jokes, you know? And I just don't get the jokes because I've never seen.
You never saw the original?
Saw it, yeah. But, you know, like anybody that grew up in the 80s, I've heard of James T. Kirk and Spock and Data and, you know, Zulu and all the different people that have been on it throughout the years. Just from, you know, pop culture. You hear all these names and see, you know, the memes and commercials and all that kind of stuff. But I never seen a full episode all the way through. Never, ever. But this show is hilarious, in my opinion. The Lower Decks. I mean, it is kind of wokey, but it's not overly, like, in-your-face woke to where I want to throw up and turn it off. For a little while there, dude, it was just like any mention of anything like that, and I was like, okay, turn it off. You know, they've really toned it down a little bit. I think they're realizing that that stuff has turned people off so much. Yeah, laugh tracks. I think in a way it ruins comedy.
I hated laugh tracks when they were like in vogue, like when they were the thing, like when they were supposed to be the actual, like, not a dated retro crap thing they are now, but when they were on, like, originally, I hated them as a kid, you know, hated any show that had a laugh track. I also hated any show that would do that thing where as it would leave the scene to go to a commercial, for some reason they would show you a little, like, 15-second segment of something you haven't seen in the show yet. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? I'm about to watch the show. Don't show me shit I haven't seen yet for no fucking reason. I hate that. I hated that. Thus my hate of spoilers.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's definitely not up your alley at all. Yes, exactly. Chilling. It's not Brenda woke. But yeah, I'm getting a kick out of this show. And I think that's one of the things that makes It's Always Sunny so
I'll
funny.
give it a shot. Oh, sorry.
Is that there is no laugh track and you still laugh. Like, it's true. You go watch The Big Bang Theory without the laugh track, it's not that funny. Like, you may laugh at some of the parts and whatnot, but it's really not that funny. Not to where you would laugh out loud. It's almost like that silence that, it gives it time for the joke to really set in, or yeah. And don't get me wrong, there's been some great shows that had laugh tracks, but I'd like to go back and watch some of them to see if I actually thought they were funny or if I was just laughing along because I heard people laughing. Did MASH have a laugh track? Can't remember. I know Cheers did. Cheers is filmed before a live studio audience. Remember
I don't
hearing
think
that?
MASH did.
Well, now, there's a difference between laugh tracks and a live studio audience, though. And there's a difference between an actual live studio audience or a live studio audience that's being prompted by
an applause sign.
button.
Yeah.
An applause sign. Yep. And I can taste it every fucking time. I can taste what flavor of whatever it is going on. The only one I enjoyed legitimately was the Seinfeld stuff. Surprisingly, they had, okay, hold on, let me go back.
Maybe some
MASH apparently had a laugh track and then got rid of it in season 11 of all seasons.
Yep.
That's nuts.
I was going to say, I think there had to have been some that had a laugh track because I picture it in my head. But there was also some, but the dialogue was just way too fast. The jokes were coming just way too fast.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess not till 11. That's nuts.
That's nuts. I remember a video back in the day that was going around. We may have watched it together here or whatever. It was, I didn't watch the show, despised it, so, sorry, I was step on no toes. But whatever character David Schwimmer played on Friends, it was a scene of him. Okay, him. Whatever scene he was doing, they had taken the soundtrack off, and he looked like a psychopath, like literally, like it was freaky.
I'm looking for a news story from the Australian Broadcasting Corporation because I have this up, and it says, watching Friends without a laugh track turns Ross into an unfunny jerk. Neuroscientists tell us why. Did you want to know why? Yeah, so you're not crazy with that. David Schwimmer's character on Friends is a bit of a kooky, awkward kind of guy, but that's what makes Ross funny, right? Perhaps not.
Which one's Ross? Is that the one that passed away recently?
No. That was Chandler that passed away. Ross is...
He was the one that played the guitar with a cat.
Yeah, I've never watched a Friends episode either.
The guitar with the cat was Phoebe. Okay, sorry. I might know this one. I'm sorry that... Yeah. Many Friends fans will remember Ross's sandwich saga, where someone from his workplace swipes a turkey sandwich from the staff fridge. His reaction is overzealous and dramatic, but what makes it entertaining is for the audience who dutifully laugh at each irrational outburst. But take the laugh track out, and everyone's favorite triple divorcee paleontologist comes off like a psychopathic villain. Part of it can be explained by a study from the team of the University of College London researchers who found that jokes are that jokes are perceived as funnier with laugh tracks or canned laughter. Oh, so that's the reason we did all of that for that. Never mind. Fake laughter helps its science.
No, fake laughter helps things that aren't funny appear
Right,
to
that's
be
what
funny.
they're saying. Yeah, that's what the neuroscience people say is that the canned laughter.
It's not helping funny things be considered funny. It's helping because there ain't no comedian up on stage that has a laugh track.
No, but you pay attention to how many of them laugh at their own shit.
Yeah, it does help the crowd. Yeah, they'll just stand and look at them for a second, and then just start smiling and laughing, and then all of a sudden the crowd will just. It's a good way to warm up the crowd. Yeah, being a comedian, there's an art to it for sure. Being able to read a room and know what you need to do to get them, laughing. Not easy to do.
I laugh at my own shit because I say only tell jokes that I think are funny. I don't care if you laugh or not.
Inside jokes that I only get.
Right.
Well, on that note, I'm going to say goodnight, everybody, because it's really gotten late on us, and I am sleepy and need to get a few things done. So I'll be listening in.
Oops, sorry, my phone.
But happy Friday.
I don't know what's going on.
Happy Friday.
Trying to turn it off. Thank you, lady. Love you a lot.
Love you too.
Man, we could all turn in. I need to get some rest myself.
It's hitting that time. I saw Liz just fell asleep, I believe.
Right.
She gave her last love y'all, followed by a bunch of these.
Love all of y'all, man. Love all of you I haven't seen in a while there in chat.
Definitely.
And definitely reach out and get anytime like we're very bad at reaching out to go, hey, come on. But like I've done it here in chat a couple times tonight, definitely reach out to us. We miss you, Billy Ray. Definitely reach out, man. Hang out. Just be good to talk to you, man. Miss you. Miss the hell out of you. And thank you for all the love, man. Ted, I love you, brother, like you don't even know. Thank you for the help. Just knowing you're concerned and sending that energy helps. Definitely, I've done my best in spite of what's going on. I'm still going to the gym, trying to, not overdo anything because, as you saw with some of those symptoms, it can be problematic with like a shortness of breath thing. I do have to be careful of that. But otherwise, I've been going like I had been going, trying to keep everything good. So I'm not going to let anything stop me. I'll be good to go. I know I have all you guys' love and support, and it like keeps me going like you don't even know. So thank y'all. I love y'all endlessly.
Ain't nothing gonna break your stride.
You ain't never
nothing
lying.
gonna hold you down. Oh no.
Oh no.
You got to keep on moving. Might as well. We're just coming up on 3 hours. Let's just go ahead and call this.
Yeah. Love y'all.
Finished off the ice
love
cream.
you guys.
Opened up my pudding.
Oh, snap.
I hate artificial banana flavor.
Me too, my brother. Oh.
It ain't banana.
But for some
you know
reason,
what, though?
this little banana cream pie, banana, what do they call it? Something?
Mm-hmm. With a little layer of cream on it.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Actually, you're right. Yeah, made me try one. I'm like, yeah, it ain't bad at all.
I like them
because it ease up on some of that fakeness. But here's the thing about that fake banana.
Not them tiny cups.
The research I did on it is that flavor that you get in candy and those cups and stuff, that's the banana flavor, is based on an old banana that isn't around anymore. Just like the current banana that we're enjoying, which I used to know the genus of, I can't remember now, isn't going to be here too much longer. So if you currently like bananas like they are, the taste, the sweet, sour early on when they're still a little green, but then they get really nice and sweet at the end, and kind of I'm a nut about bananas. I hate to get a banana with the seed pod thing in it. It's got that crunchiness to it. I know how to look at the bananas before I pick them and make sure they don't have that in them just by the ridge they have. I'm psycho. I know. Anyway, but Yeah, I like certain bananas at a certain time when they're a little sour still, but getting sweet, and that's perfect. So if you enjoy bananas, you better enjoy them because they won't be here much longer either. They're going away, and that will be a flavor of like, oh, why does things taste like this? Well, it'll be the old banana flavor. Anyway, on that psychotic note, see, Andrew,
Love y'all.
what you did? All right, I love y'all.
Yeah, banana runts used to make me nauseous.
Oh yeah, screw those. I used to throw those at people.
Yeah, I hated banana
That's not
runs.
candy. That's a projectile.
Yeah, the fake grape is bad too, Gene. It makes me think of medicine that I used to have to get forced to take as a kid when I would be sick, like colds or some cough. I think maybe cough. Yeah,
The tiny little barrel-shaped drinks with the foil lids had that artificial grape that tasted like cough syrup. Cough syrup grape. Nasty.
my dad actually grew bananas in the backyard, chilling here in South Louisiana, and they were not terrible. They were really small, but they ripened and were pretty sweet. They were kind of like a plantain taste almost to them. Anyway, all right, let's get on. I'll ramble all night.
I like Ironworks because, well,
That wasn't the right one.
where everybody knows.
But it's a good one.
and
It's a
they're
good one. We'll
always
let 'em
glad
play.
you came.
I love Ironworks with
I love those
Josh,
people
Walt,
there.
and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cozy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's
I
Diva
heard
here,
that
and I
lady.
just want you to know that Ironworks with Josh, Walt, and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworks.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Ironrealmmedia is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The Ironworks with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworks and become an Iron Scout.
Yeah, that's a good one. But we're going to get out of here. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us tonight. Hopefully we'll get something planned for one of these Have No Spheres. So have no fear. We'll get something figured out. But thanks for hanging out, and we will see you back here next week for whatever the hell it is we do have planned. And if too late for you, don't forget we're Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. Central, freeworld.fm. Until then, be good, be well, do good, do it well. We love you. Bye-bye.